Check 4. Check 4, music's low. Well, good evening and welcome to the Summer of Baseball and Queensland's Futures League 2021. We're broadcasting live from Bannister Park, and that's at Hendra in the north of Brisbane. Bannister is also home to the All-Stars Baseball Club. It's Wednesday night, the 13th of October 2021, round 5 of this inaugural QFL series. Yes, week 5 already of the 9-week series. And that culminates, of course, in a championship game on week number 10. And hello, I'm Paul Harradine from Sports Broadcasting Australia, and along with my co-commentator Matt Glasson and hopefully soon Tay O'Keefe, tonight for round 5 the Yardbirds take on the Jethawks, and the Jethawks will be playing as the home team out of the home team dugout. Now it's time to introduce the Summer of Baseball commentary team, and of course it's myself. Matt Glasson is with us. G'day, Matt. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good.
You've had a good week?
I've had a good week.
Excellent. Tay will be along shortly, I'm sure. Of course, in production, the man extraordinarily bringing you all the pictures and doing all the switching for us, Nick McGowan Christie, and our camera operator doing all the tracking for us out in the cold of the grandstand on this lovely night, Rodney Reed. Of course, I'm Harrow, and we acknowledge the Futures League sponsors supported by Baseball Queensland and the Brisbane Bandits. We're going straight to the starting lineups for these teams because we're about to face first pitch. Yardbirds batting in the top of the inning, and we'll bring you that defensive lineup right now.
So going through our defensive lineup, in right field we have Andrew Coogan, centre field Oscar Hyde, out in left field we have Blake Barlow, around the infield we have Zach Maggs at third, we have Luke Smith at shortstop, Billy Baker is playing second base with Kyle Pike at first, and our battery for the evening we have Luke O'Malley on the mound, and we have Jordan Thompson behind home plate. Our umpires for tonight, we have again Braden West behind home plate. We have Mick Cumming over at at first base, and Carla Pinder is over at third. As we have a 1-ball, 2-strike count here on the leadoff batter, Jackson Grounds, who fouls that ball off right there.
So we'll bring you all of the play-by-play action for all of this game. And from the vantage point we've got in the scorer's booth, what is normally the scorer's booth is now the broadcast booth, Broadcast Central.
It's a nice viewing location from up here. So again, we'd like to just thank the scorers for giving up their location for us. So tonight's scorers, we have Connie Stojkovic and Michelle Bell, as Jackson Grounds takes that pitch off the inside of his arm to get the first base runner on for the evening.
Hit by a pitch ball, puts a runner on. That's good for the Yardbirds. Jethawks in the field, of course. And that maroon colour, Yardbirds in the blue. They got their uniforms last week, looking resplendent. Of course, the other game scheduled for Carina tonight is washed out.
Redcliffe.
Redcliffe,
yes,
was it?
That Redcliffe tonight.
That's why it was washed out.
Yes, so Redcliffe got washed out tonight.
I would have been surprised if Carina was washed out. It's just across there.
So yes, I believe they are going to make that up at a later date. And they tried getting a field nearby, but yeah, I don't think it was available.
And it's also difficult to reschedule people's travel arrangements and everything at very short notice. So Daniel Turner at the plate now with Jackson Grounds on first after being hit by a pitch on that lead shoulder. And we'll see what Turner can offer up. Let's see what Luke O'Malley on the mound and Jordan Thompson can conjure up to get some outs here and put the Yardbirds back in the dugout so they can bat in the bottom of the inning. Top of the first. Pick-off attempt and nothing there. Some good pictures being brought to you tonight. Slightly different positions again for our cameras, but we're trying to bring you as much action as we can. And Nick's doing a sensational job with switching, and again Rod Reed out in the grandstand doing a fantastic job as well. As that one gets fouled off, swinging at that pitch high, goes way over this enormous back net here at Hendra.
And lands on top of the canteen building. Nice bang there.
Oh, I've got dinner ready. That reminds me it was ready 5 minutes ago.
So there was a grounds crew out here before the game. Obviously, with the rain coming through this week, there was a few wet patches coming through the field. So there were some nice volunteers out here helping get the field ready, making sure they could get this game on here tonight as well.
Was in pretty good shape earlier, and I was here at about 10 o'clock this morning, 10:30, setting some gear up before heading off to do a couple of jobs. And I see the speed guns. Attempted steal here. Does he get there? Yes, I'll say he slides in safely and out on the strike. So steal by Jackson Grounds, and Turner struck out. Oh, that'll be the first out.
And now batting is the first baseman for the Yardbirds, Kalen Van Hilst. So as Harrow said, we do have the speed camera being set up in front of us, so we'll try and make sure that that is in the shot for tonight, hopefully so you can get some image and some information about the speeds that these pitchers are throwing. As Kalen fouls that first pitch off. So Jackson now at second base. So scoring position here for Kalen. Trying to get the first run of the game. And nice play there by Luke to get the pitcher back to the mound. And then the throw across the infield can't quite get Jackson, who gets across to third base. So great job from Luke there, looking back at the runner, freezing him, but then the runner does a good job and gets over to third base. So runner on third now with 2 out, and that brings up the catcher for tonight, Jay Myers, who I'm sure his fan squad, as usual, will be in the chat. So 2 outs here. First pitch down and low, just missing. So as I'd mentioned with Harry coming back in here with some food here. So as always, if anyone wants to come down and watch the game, there's a food truck here. So come down if you want, watch the game, have some dinner. It's a great place to come and see it. So great play there by Billy Baker. Just can't quite get the throw across. Gets past Kyle Pike there at first. So run scores on that play, and Jay is safe at first base. That is the first run of the game.
I wasn't lying before. I did order some food ages ago, and he had it on the counter. I said I just got a little bit busy. Didn't miss much of the action though, I don't think, except for a run scoring as I walked in the door. And Matt, I highly recommend the chicken and chips. You're welcome. Very nice. He's holding out. Well done.
So there's strike one there on Liam Taylor as our next hitter in the box. So pick off attempt there from Luke. So I could be incorrect here, but I do believe that this is the first game for Luke O'Malley for the Jethawks. And I believe we also have at Andrew Coogan out in right field. Obviously, with some injuries that's happened to this team, that a few players obviously needed to fill in to get back to their roster size. So I believe this is Luke's first game. I could be incorrect there, but I do believe it is. And same for Andrew Coogan out in right field. So 2 new players for him to cover the injuries that's happened to their squad.
Yeah, I was saying earlier that one fouled off. I was setting up one of the cameras down the line, and they're down to 12 players out of, I think, 16. And, yeah, so very, very exciting. And tough for them, throwing some new players in, and it's good for those players to get that opportunity, of course.
So, yeah, so these players were the ones that were in the initial draft pool and obviously just didn't get picked up. So this is the selection pool they had it back. And a great play there by Luke Smith, a shortstop. Takes that ball deep in the hole and throws the runner out at first base for the third out of the inning. So Yardbirds score 1. Take a nice early lead, 1-0, as we head into the bottom of the first innings.
We'll take a short break.
Baseball. It starts with a glove and a ball. No matter where you start, where you play, or where the game takes you, you're still just playing ball. What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia. Join in the fun today. Visit baseball.com.au to find your local club.
And just as we come back here, just going to go and give the lineups for the fielding team here as we're getting the last couple of pitches from the pitcher. So in right field, we have Ryan Woodrow. Liam Taylor is playing centre field. Out in left field, we have Sam Campion. Going around the diamond, we have at third base, Daniel Turner. Shortstop for tonight is Jackson Grounds. Lachlan Wilson is playing second, and Kalen Van Hilst is our first baseman for tonight. And our battery, we have Miller Bell on the bump, and we have Jay Myers as our catcher.
Thanks, Matt. And there's that defensive lineup. Just waiting for the first batters to come up for the Jethawks. We'll lead off in the bottom of the inning through Luke Smith, who will be the lead-off. And, of course, he was the shortstop in the defensive lineup. And Tay O'Keefe has joined us. And she's about to say hello. Hello, Tay. You got caught in traffic and railway lines and everything.
I did. I came from quick training at Western and got caught in the worst traffic all the way along. So
very exciting.
Missed the first inning, I think.
Only half of it.
Oh, half of it.
Only half of it, yeah. But it's all good. It's all good. Doesn't take long to catch up in a game of baseball. As Luke Smith steps in, of course, the standings on the table at the moment are Lumberjacks at the top of the table, followed by the Assassins, then the Jethawks, and then the Yardbirds. So this game is 3 versus 4. And Yardbirds so far haven't been able to get a win on the board. And Jethawks have got 2 Ws, a draw, and a loss. So a tie, I should say, and a loss. So
I keep trying to go for the underdogs, the Yardbirds. I'm like, come on, Yardbirds.
they might want you to get off them.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry about that, Yardbirds.
You've heard of the curse of the commentator?
Yeah,
if you haven't, this is it.
I don't want to curse anyone. There we go. But yeah, I don't know. The blue team, I don't know. I want to go for the blue team.
Well, that will be the Yardbirds, and they're sitting in position 4. So see if they can get a W tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
There's the lead-off, Luke Smith.
So that is a 2-2 count here on Luke, leading off the innings.
He's got some good speed there, 84.
So yes, as we said, the Velo camera has now been set up, so hopefully you can see that in your picture. Get some rough speeds for the pitches.
Oh, that's a
High
fantastic
fly ball,
hit.
centre field. High fly ball, centre field. There's a man out there, and that man is Liam Taylor, taking a high fly ball in centre field. So Luke Smith flies out to centre. 1 up, 1 down. So Tay's going to talk to us shortly. She's going to mention our sponsors and all the other stuff once she catches a breath. Not yet, Tay. Calm down.
Sure.
We've done the starting lineups. Umpires, scorers doing a fantastic job already. And that familiar team out there doing a good job early in this game. Very, very good. The other game, as we know, we mentioned earlier in the top half of the inning that the game at Redcliffe tonight, scheduled for Redcliffe, is washed out. Unfortunately, they got a bit more rain up there than they did down here. So disappointing for those players and coaches. Which reminds me that later on during the game, I believe a head coach from each of the teams is going to come up and join us.
Ooh, that'd be
and
great.
give us a quick impression of the league.
If
and their
anybody
teams.
at home has a question for the coaches, they can send through their comments on YouTube, and we can read them and see if they're allowed to be read out.
or you can send myself a message. You have our numbers.
Oh, he couldn't cut that off.
Nice diving attempt there from Jackson trying to get that ball, but Billy Baker squeezes it through, gets a runner on the board for the Jethawks.
So a single to left field, got that? Centre field
Centre field
left
picked it
field.
up,
Centre field
I
came in,
think.
yep. Oh, he's
Oh no, yes, Sam.
he's
picked it
heading
up,
back
yep.
out there. Yeah,
was
Sam
Sam,
Campion
yeah, so
charged
singled.
in. So single to 7, oddly, because it was right in the middle of centre field, short centre field.
So Jordan Thompson catcher now in the box with a runner on first base with 1 out.
And Tay's just setting up that feedback channel for you if you want to comment on what you're seeing or ask a few questions, and maybe in amongst the 2 coaches that come up and see us later on. We don't know which part of the game they'll come up in, but when they do get here, we'll just have a few words, an idle chat, and I'm sure they'll be busting to get back into the dugout because usually they don't like microphones.
Well, it depends on which coach comes up. If Johnny Carlstein comes up from one of the teams, he'll be on the microphone for a bit.
Loves a chat.
And then Derek's coaching the other team. So Derek will be in and out, for sure.
Yeah.
I know he's been avoiding us up here in the microphone.
80.
Yes, I do believe the coaches are, I believe it's Peter Garn and Brent Ellis, the 2 coaches for tonight, I believe. So
Okay.
I'm assuming they'll be the ones that come up because I'm pretty sure they're the head coach of the team. So
Okay.
they might send their assistant up, depending on what their mood they're in. But we'll see who we get sent up to us. So 2 ball, 1 strike count here on Jordan. Fouls that one down the right field line into the car park.
Because I got here so late, I had to park a bit close to the foul zone. So if I hear a clink, I'll be rushing out to have a look. Lucky number 13 batter. Lucky for some.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose I can talk about the sponsors now. We've got Orderly Hire with Bruce Much, and orderlyhire.com.au has helped with our scaffolding here, and they do equipment for your regular handyman, but they also do party hire, including pizza, instant pizza cooking. A pizza made in 90 seconds, apparently. It only costs $99 for a weekend. That's pretty good. Yeah, I was talking to them. So, yeah, if you want to check that out. We also have Reedy Towing, Mark Reedy. Thank you very much. He's making everything really possible here. Inform Plastics with Rod Gaunt from West. And Flash Graphics, Javier Gonzalez. He's done all the banners and flags and things like that. And you can go to flash.com.au for any of your needs. And I'll get to this one first. And
a fly ball hit there to deep right field, and Ryan Woodrow makes the catch, and that is the 3rd out of the innings.
yeah, he's great out in the outfield up there.
Hand back to Tay just to finish off her sponsors.
And how do you say this one?
So it's Elith.
Elith, there you go. It's a bit tricky. Elith Electrical by Brent Elith. He's one of the coaches, isn't he, for tonight? And he'll probably come up. We'll have to thank him for being a sponsor as well. So that's all of our sponsors that we are talking about at the moment. We'll talk about the software in a little bit more later.
And we're back after this small break.
And we're back now.
We certainly are back, and you will have seen the lead off there, Liam Taylor. No, Liam was the third out. I think that's Jamie Fox up there. And now we've got the number 11. Would be Sam Campion. Just shuffling a bit of paperwork here. Sam Campion is the number 11, of course. So the lead off was Jamie Fox. He's on
foul.
first.
Well, he might catch it. Third base is going out to catch it. Has he got it?
No, he bobbled it. It just hit his glove and headed off towards the bullpen.
He looked like he was almost there. But with those lights, it's all a bit tricky.
And he's got a fence coming and all sorts of stuff going on all at the same time. So Jamie Fox is on, and Sam Campion steps back into the box. Strong lefty. After fouling that one down the third base side. Popped it up really high. Made it very hard work for third baseman Zach Maggs. He did chase it all the way down. As I say, it hit his glove, but got him right on the heel. So Campion's still there, runner at first. Jamie Fox there. Matt is back. And runner goes. Fouled off. He'll have to just jog back again. And a nice warm-up run.
So I just had a quick chat to Brent there while I was doing something else and said he's probably going to jump up shortly.
Okay.
So one of the coaches should be coming up to talk
Nice.
very shortly.
Well, that'll be good. He's the coach of the Yardbirds. Is that correct? Yep.
Yes.
So Campion fouls one off again. O'Malley, we're ready to throw the next pitch and see if he can get him. Steps off the back to get the runner back again.
Luke with his very distinct pick off there. Likes to get a few runs of that one. Lifts up his back leg into his front leg. Every now and then confuses someone with that.
Oh, fast ball inside. Got Campo on his toes. A little bit of fancy footwork in there.
Bit of a comical moment there. The umpires weren't sure who to appeal to. Braden West tried to point to first base, but had to point to Carlo at second. Eventually got the call, so batter did not swing on that pitch.
That's even a difficult call for an umpire at second base, isn't it? Rings him up. Nice fast ball down there, and O'Malley gets Campion, sends him back to the dugout for the first out. That was a standing strike, KC. That brings to the plate Ryan Woodrow, right fielder for the Yardbirds. Woodrow steps in now, another tall lefty. Oh, rips that to left field side, going back on it very, very deep. It's over his head. It's a couple of bounces into the fence. One, in fact, Blake Barlow chases it to the base of the fence, and the runner heads for home plate. The ball hits him on the way back. And
makes the best of it running over to third.
That allows Ryan Woodrow to get to third.
Yeah.
He ripped that ball to the left field side over the back of Blake Barlow. He put on a good chase, but it was a one bouncer, big bounce, but one bouncer to the base of the fence in almost the middle of left field side. And that scored the run of Jamie Fox, who came from first base. And Woodrow now stands at third. So that would be a double to left field side, and then he stole third on the throw over.
Really a fantastic hit. It was so close to going over the fence.
Got all of it. At the plate now should be Lachlan Wilson, another lefty. Lefty, lefty, lefty. 3 in a row.
So for any of the keen-eyed people there, you would notice there was a nice umpire rotation there on that play as well. So obviously, play possible third base. You saw Braden as home plate umpire going up to third for the call. And he saw Mick coming as the first base umpire rotate in, ready for the call there at home plate, as we have 2 strikes here quickly on Lachlan Wilson. So, ball there, so 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Luke O'Malley does quite quickly get through his pitches here. Not a pitch that takes his time up on the mound. So you will see some nice quick innings hopefully here. So Luke plays for the Carolina Red Sox, I believe. Last year sort of played in their Div 1 and Div 2 sides. He spent most of his season playing Division 2 with a couple of Div 1 pitching appearances. Past graduate at University of Queensland, played in their uni nationals teams as well. So I've played against Luke a few times.
You're a veritable wealth of knowledge there, Matt.
Does he take it? No, he doesn't take the chance to run home on that
No,
pass by.
that back net is not far enough back to give him enough room to get there.
Although it's a very small back net here, the ball does bounce off at weird angles here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. It cut back over to the other side, didn't it, then?
I must mention in the other play when Jamie Foxx scored, O'Malley did a great job backing up at home plate. Must mention that because I hope it was on camera, but he did a really good job trying to get the loose ball.
So, do you think that they'll go for the sacrifice to get the home? No, they won't. They just want a nice, safe hit.
There's only one out. They'll just wait. They'll be patient.
Nice
They've got to
bounce
wait
on
now. Goes to shortstop and he holds back. Doesn't want to risk being out at home plate.
So yeah, Luke does a really good job there at shortstop as well. Fields the ball, looks at the runner, makes him freeze, and then throws that ball over to first to get the out.
Ground ball from the shortstop, 6-3, brings up the second out on Lachlan Wilson. And we go back to the top of the order for Jackson Grounds. Grounds had a good game here last week, I thought. Good all-round game.
Amazing hits.
Wearing that lucky number.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Lucky 13. There's one in every team. It shocks me.
Some like it. Lucky for some.
Yeah.
Ground ball splits them. Splits
Nice.
shortstop and third base. Hard hit ground ball to the left field side by Grounds. Puts him on first with a single to 7.
That's the ultimate hit there.
Well, straight through the alley.
Straight in between.
Yeah, straight through that alley.
If you can teach the little kids how to do that early, you'll be right.
Yeah. All about footwork. Daniel Turner steps in.
RBI there for Jackson.
Sorry about that. We forgot Woodrow scoring. He was standing at third. Knocked him in easily, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He almost had a little skip home. He walked home almost.
Yardbirds jump ahead 3 runs to nil. 3 runs to nil. 1 in the first, 2 in this second inning, and it ain't over yet. Overthrow. Does he get him? No, he doesn't. Bounce out of the glove. Luke Smith couldn't just glove that neatly on the bag. The runner didn't get any advantage out of it, but he certainly didn't get out either. So that's Jackson Grounds standing safely at 2.
So yeah, Luke did a good job there, making sure the runner felt he had the ball, keep him close. That's Jackson's second stolen base of the night now. So he's had 2. He's been on base twice, and now has 2 stolen bases as well. Nice start to the game for Jackson.
Got it all.
2 strikes here on Daniel Turner.
Very off speed, that pitch, isn't it? He's trying to...
Yeah, he just floated it outside. He's just tempting him to take a swing.
We have an echo.
Trying to set them up. Let's see what he's got here. There's 2 out. Top of the second inning. As you can see on our scoreboard. Not much pace on that pitch, 71k. That'll be...
No, it's in miles.
It's in miles. It is in miles.
It's fast.
That's what I was thinking. Nah, not yet.
I know, but yeah.
76, that's a little bit different.
Anything between 76 and 80 is just crazy fast, like
So-
in comparison.
Failing that one off there from Daniel. So
If
2
you
ball,
keep
2
going to
strike
8.
count. Yeah.
Sorry, Matt. Keep going to GBL games. They're throwing high 80s.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you might even get a 9 in front of some of them at the moment, pre-ABL.
I can't wait to see those.
So Luke with the spin move there, keeping Jackson close. Jackson doing a good job making Luke think about him there at second base.
Of course, the GBL started last weekend.
Did indeed.
I went and had a look at a Pine Hills game against Windsor on Sunday in the lovely sun.
And I was over at Carina watching the Red Sox
Yep, there you go.
versus Mudgee Bar.
There's an off-speed pitch for you.
Just missed that curveball there. Nice curveball. Just missed inside corner, I feel. Or Braden could have caught it a little bit too high. So 3 balls, 2 strikes here on Daniel with 2 out.
Oh, hit by pitch. That's a nice walk. Off you go. Take one
So-
for the team.
Those 2 guys are teammates, so Luke will be hearing about that for quite a while, seeing he just hit his teammate.
He'll be like, see this, Bruce, you did this. at training.
So with runners on first and second, that brings up our first baseman, Kaylin Van Hilst. As we just have the coach just checking what the score is, I believe the pitch count. There's no changes in the field that I can see. So yeah, so Kaylin Van Hilst coming up here, 2 out, 2 runners on.
Another lefty. Oh my gosh. Yardbirds are full of lefties. Is the coach a lefty?
No, Brent's right-handed.
Oh, thought he might have had a preference.
Don't know about Derek. But
Seems like half their team.
Well, it's one strategy, especially with there being a lot of right-handed pitchers. So the coaches obviously, as this was a draft for teams, some of the coaches would have gone in and tried to choose some strategies. Some might have chosen pitchers or catchers first. Some might have chosen to choose all the left-handed hitters. All comes down to what their strategy was. And we have the first strike in there. So we have a 1 ball, 1 strike count now on Kaylin. You can see Jackson with a really good lead there still at second base. Make him think about him. And nice play there by second baseman Billy Baker. Fields the ball. Nice clean throw to first. That ends the inning. Yardbirds score 2 more runs. Heading into bottom of the second, it is 3 runs to 0. And as we return here in the bottom of the second innings, we have our leadoff hitter, centre fielder, Oscar Hyde. So Miller Bell still on the bump here.
That fancy hair at the back of the helmet, can't hardly miss him. I'm sure it doesn't look like a mullet under there, but it does when he's got a helmet on.
I think it does still.
It's his signature piece, is it?
Fouls that ball back. You have another flow bro today because obviously Andrew Coogan, who's on deck now. One new players also has a bit of a hair at the back of the helmet, so they've got 3 players on this team now with the noticeable hair.
Which one's Andrew Coogan?
He's coming up next.
How exciting.
There he is there. On
He's
deck.
having a warm-up. He's one of my girls from my women's team's brother, Tilly Coogan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just running
From
that
the
through
women's
my
team,
brain
yeah,
to work
from-
out how the
from
hierarchy
West.
just worked.
That's right. So Mark Coogan is a big helper at
Good.
and at West, and also one of our top umpires.
I believe Mark's also president this year, is he not?
Oh yeah, he's also president of the committee.
So here's one for you.
It
We've got
rotates.
Oscar Hyde at the plate.
There we go.
On deck, Andrew Coogan. In the hole, Blake Barlow.
I think Andrew's really looking forward to have a bit of a go. This is the first time he's played.
Strikeout there from Braden. Miller Bell with a bit of a pumping of his fist as he gets the strikeout there.
He was happy. He
And
worked hard for it.
Brings up Andrew Coogan we're talking about. So again, you can see a little bit of the hair at the back. I believe this is Andrew's first at bat here in the Futures League.
It is. He just recently got called up. He's been on Queensland sides and many Div 1 teams, so yeah.
And Millabell happy because the Yardbirds are searching for their first win of this series, and we're in week 5.
So if the Coogan family's out there, I expect you to make some
Respond.
comments on there. Yeah.
Respond now.
So when he can watch it back, he'll see all the cheering for him.
They might be here.
Yeah, they could be actually. I know that Tilly's been teaching swimming to little kids all day, so maybe not.
Uh-huh. At home in the lounge with feet up.
Probably. Maybe watching at home, hopefully.
They should be. You got a little tip on that? No, just a swing and a miss.
So 1 ball, 2 strike here on Andrew.
As Matt mentioned before, played umpire is Braden West, first base Mick Cumming, third base Carla Pinder.
And
What
he
a good
strikes
crew.
out.
Yeah.
That was a tricky pitch, that one.
Well, I think it was set him up, knock him down. He set him up with that previous pitch and then knocked him down with that one.
Off speed outside, and then a fastball off the plate. Andrew couldn't resist swung through it. So with 2 out now, we have Blake Barlow, our left fielder, coming up to bat. So some of these players that are playing tonight will be named in the Queensland squads that were announced from state title recently. So I believe the under-16 squad was announced on Monday. The under-18 was announced on last Friday, I believe. So there'll be a few of these players out here who are announced in those squads. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I know there's some of these players out here.
You're good.
that
I
were
didn't think you'd be
involved.
that good. Look up the Baseball Queensland website. Everything is on there. You can get statistics for, especially for this league, Futures League. Every statistic for every player. Ground ball to second. Lockie Wilson across to Kalen Van Hilst to get that out. 4-3 ground ball.
And that ends the innings. As we head into the third innings, it is 3-0 to the Yardbirds. And as we return here for the top of the third innings, we have our first interviewee of the night. We have one of our coaches and our sponsor as well. We have Mr. Brent Ellis coming into the box here with us.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.
Welcome to the microphone, Brent. Sports Broadcasting Australia and the stream of the Futures League for Baseball Queensland and the Brisbane Bandits. Your impressions of the league so far? We're in week 5. It's a whole new caper here, and how's your feeling for it as a coach?
Yeah, fantastic. I think the quality of the games that we're seeing is great, and if you look at some of the box scores, they're close games. There's good pitching throughout the whole games, and these kids are getting more at bats against quality arms, and yeah.
You guys are searching for your first W tonight.
We are, mate. We have been searching. We just haven't had a few things click so far. We've had outings where we've hit a right. We've had outings where we've pitched a right, but we haven't been able to put together yet. So
Miller's doing a great job. Miller Bell's doing a good job on the mound. He's just getting outs everywhere.
He is, mate. We spoke tonight about just really pounding the strike zone, throwing lots of strikes, and letting the field do the work. And so far, he's doing a great job.
One hit, one runner on base. The rest of them are all out. That's the way to do it. And he showed that passion on the strikeout he got back there in the last dig.
He did, and Miller's he's always been a guy that throws lots of strikes. So really good in this league. When you got pitch counts to work to, you want your pitchers throwing it in there all the time.
Yeah. So the league's exciting for you anyway, and it's rolling along quite well. And in the next 4 weeks, anything could happen.
Exactly, mate. And there's only 4 teams in this comp too, so it's pretty easy to move up and down the ladder. So we're not ruling ourselves out yet. Hopefully we keep this going
tonight, mate, and then just string a few wins together and see where we are this season.
Play everybody 3 times and away you go and see what happens. Wonderful.
At the end of the day, you're going to have a good series here. Interesting. How do you feel about all of the players mixed from all of the clubs? It's a great mixture.
Oh,
it's great, mate. It's a lot of guys that haven't played with certain players before. Keen to see how other players
play, how they do it at some clubs. Kids are also getting opportunities to play in different positions and maybe play somewhere they wouldn't get that opportunity at their home club.
And they get a few tips off different coaches.
They do as well, and these kids as well. Like they're a lot of them are the older kids in this league compared to when they play at their club. So they're showing a bit of leadership and standing up and bringing to the younger guys, the 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, some stuff that they know.
Yeah, very, very good. Matt, you've got to put him under the microscope now. And
well, I'd like to say one of the few things is obviously with Brent in here with us as well. I'd like to point out that the new hats have arrived. So Brent's in here styling the hat off for us, but you can see on the cameras the players will have their hats out here tonight. Setting up cameras, you hear a lot of things, a lot of banter, and players are going, "Oh, we're getting hats! So excited about getting this new gear."
The hats are fantastic. Yeah. They look great. So
they do.
Everyone looks great now. They've got all the uniforms, so looking very professional out there.
Yeah, the condition of this ground tonight is excellent because we know the game up at Redcliffe got washed out. Yeah. So unfortunately they got heavy rains up there this afternoon. But here it's not bad conditions. The Dollarite, the infield is just damp enough to keep the dust down, and it's soft enough for the players to still slide on. They won't lose their footing. And there's no idle water laying anywhere around the ground.
So here's a question for you, Brent. As a previous Division 1 coach for club ball, how do you find the difference between coaching Division 1 ball and coaching these players here?
Coaching the players is easier here. These kids, they're all super enthusiastic and keen, and wanting to get better. From a management point of view, it's tougher because you've got so many different rules with pitch counts and stuff like that you got to try and manage, as well as keeping in mind that it is a development league and you want to get people opportunities, and winning isn't always anything. We want to make sure these kids get good opportunities to develop.
And a lot of them are playing Div 1 as well, so they're effectively playing 3 games a week plus their practice sessions. It's good baseball.
It is really good for the hitters just to get more at bats. And you talk to most of the pitchers, they'd rather throw their ball pen midweek during the game and pitch against some good
hitters than just throw it at the club ball. So
yeah. We talked. I think the first week was that week when everybody was just trying to come to grips with what it actually is, and we talked about the pitch speeds, the hitting, the pitching, the style, how everybody's playing, getting to know each other in the same team because they're sort of new to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Although a lot of them do play together, but combinations. And we said, look at week 1 and come and see the final series, the championship series, week 10. Week 9, week 10, these players are going to grow through those 9 weeks. There's no doubt about that. And the hitting is getting more crisp every week. The pitching is improving. We saw Miller Bell just getting excited and passionate there when he gets a strikeout. That's what it's looking for, and it's gaining momentum, I think.
I think so too, and it's just quality baseball. So again tonight, it's good arms, good pitchers going against it the whole game. So it's good.
Yeah, so they're getting contact. It's a good field. It's good cover on the grass here. It's really good conditions. The atmosphere's not bad, albeit midweek. There's obviously not many people here, but the people that come along appreciate it. And for those viewers at home that are able to watch on the stream, parents, supporters from wherever, friends and family, and baseball supporters in general, we're getting messages back, and there's good numbers on the viewing. So there's a lot of people tuning in that can't make it because it's a school day.
Yeah, exactly. And there's as many people here as you'd see at most Div 1 games. So that's a positive, being midweek as well. And the general talk around the baseball community is that this league's awesome, and
they love it.
Be really good for the kids.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Your coaching crew and management crew, there's a bunch of you I know, all working very hard, especially in the warm-ups and pre-game.
Yeah, there is, mate. And it takes a few, especially with some of the rules in this league. So I've got Jamie Knight and Peter Dutton,
Both who are away tonight, but Derek stepped in and helped me out, which is great too.
Yeah, sensational. Good job. Yeah.
Are you itching to get back to the game?
No, we're looking all right, so I'll stay up here.
You might stay
okay,
up here.
as long as we keep getting on.
In that case, Sam, we want to. So obviously, you're one of our league sponsors as well. So you want to give you a bit of a shout out here for your own business if you want.
Yeah, sure. I'll give a quick shout out. Al Earth electrical contractors in Brisbane. We do all sorts of electrical, air conditioning, and solar work. So that's us.
I see you got a big shed over the road and not too far away from here, and a good crew working for you.
We do, mate. We do. Really good crew. Good baseball crew as well. A lot of baseballers that work with us. So
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, no, all enthusiastic. That's the main thing. And we've got a home unit at the moment with a broken down air conditioner, but we rent, so we just got to wait and we're at the mercy of everybody else.
That's it.
They've had 5 quotes so far, and they don't like any of them.
Oh no, it's getting hot too.
Tell me about it. I'll tell you a quick story though. My granddaughter came and visited last Friday night to stay the night. She walked in. I wasn't at home, and I was working, and my wife's at home. So Nanny's there. Granddaughter walks in and says, "It's quite hot in here, Nanny. Is it all right if I put the fan on?" She says, "We haven't got a fan. The air conditioning's broken down." She said, "What's that?" It's a fan on the ceiling she hadn't thought about turning on.
Probably hasn't been turned on in years.
So back to the action here. We've got 2 runners on.
Yeah, 2 runners on, 2 out, and we have Ryan Woodrow up to bat. And as we say that, we have a called strike 3 for strikeout. So we have Yardbirds leading 2 runners on. So score remains 3-0 as we head into the bottom of the 3rd innings.
We'll be back after a short break.
And as we return here for the bottom of the 3rd innings, we'll have our, I'll call it, another one of our possible flow bros here. We have Zach Maggs came out to bat. More hair at the back of the helmet here. Well, there's 4 of them if I count Zach on the team. Swings for that first pitch. Miller Bell's still on the mound here, doing a really good job, as Brent was saying. So 3-run lead here. Miller's just pounding that zone. That's what he does. So yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to Brent Ellis for coming up there, having a nice chat with us, giving some insights into the team and the processes that happens each game, how he manages the team, some of the struggles of sorting out lineups and that. So, as I said, thank you to his assistant coaches. So tonight he has Derek Van Hilst, normally he has Peter Dutton and Jamie Knight. So quite a few experienced names there from Brisbane Baseball, helping Brent out. Brent was also involved with the Metro Under-16 team at recent state titles, so Brent's been very busy recently. as we have a 2-ball, 1 count here on Zach Maggs.
85 miles an hour as well, as you can see.
Going to stay in. Oh, he's caught it. He caught it?
Yeah, stayed in all right, stayed in the glove.
Great coverage.
Fantastic dive to get that one.
Lockie Wilson there.
He's just strolling back very nonchalantly as if, yeah, that's what I'm supposed to do every day, so I'll just do it.
The grass is nice and slippery too.
Technically, it's a regulation second baseman's cover ball to take that catch. First baseman needs to get to the bag. And Lockie Wilson got across there. He was a long way in. He was in the second base position as he would normally be. He got the wheels going, and that attempted catch and the catch, the ultimate catch, was just a really good play. Really good. But he's well settled, well organised. Nothing sensational about it as far as he's concerned. He did the job. Foul fly, position 4 for the first out.
Yeah, Jay says Billy Bob. Thank you for your comment.
Good job. Quinlan Blaskovich.
He's hiding the hair tonight. It's got tucked up into the helmet.
It's the number 15. He hasn't had a haircut, you sure?
Pretty sure I saw him before. He still got it. He's got done up tonight.
Okay. That's right. Throws right. Blaskovich.
We've got another comment from Sharon Lem that says, "Go Hayden."
Oh, strikes him on an outside pitch.
Outside fastball. Nice work, Miller.
So Sharon will be Johnny's
His mum. So obviously Johnny not playing tonight. He's at the other field. So they got rained out. Just like say hello to Sharon. I won't make any other comments about John's speed.
You better not.
I did see the Cougans downstairs. They're actually sitting. It just
There
started
you
to
go.
little bit of sprinkle rain out there, and they're sitting in the middle of the rain.
Standing strike for
How supportive
Blaskovich.
are they? Very good.
Luke Smith back to the top of the order for the Jethawks. How good is Miller Bell going tonight?
On fire.
Well, he's just been through the order,
Absolutely.
and we're in the 3rd inning with 2 out.
So Miller did quite a similar job to this at the under 18 titles end of last year. So schoolboys state titles.
Yeah.
And last year.
That one had some speed on it. It was 84.
I believe Miller also pitched in the Division 1 finals as well last year.
Yeah, he's trying to work that outside edge again. He went a little bit far that time, just trying to tempt Smith to take a swing at it. Where does he go with this one? Does he come back in on the hands or not? So first time back to the top of the order. Oh,
He comes inside, Smith rips it to the left side. He might clear the fence. He does clear the fence. Home run, Luke Smith.
got the mockers on
Spectacular.
Miller Bell, didn't I? Thanks, Harrow.
Wow. Wow, Luke Smith, that is a fantastic hit. It didn't just clear the fence, it completely blew it away.
Home run, left field fence, into the darkness. High, rising rip of the ball there,
All the team has come out to congratulate him.
as they will.
So Luke was an ex-teammate of Miller Bell. Luke has moved clubs this year. Luke is playing at Pioneers Rapids, who have returned to Division 1 this year.
Pine
So
Rivers are
Luke-
all jumping up and down now.
Luke could be playing for them. So I believe that is Luke's 2nd, possibly 3rd home run he's hit. That's his 2nd one he's hit here. He
Okay.
may have hit one at Carina as well, but I know it's at least his 2nd one. So he now has one to left field and one to right field here at All Stars.
There's an outside on Billy Baker.
Oh, it goes to the fence. Baker turns, heads to second, and he'll stand up there easily at second.
He had some wheels on him, didn't
Whoa.
he? Kept going.
Ball was hit to third base, correct?
Yep.
So throwing over there, just couldn't quite locate first baseman. So Kyle Pike couldn't save it. So Kalen Van Hills couldn't save it. And Billy ends up at second base.
And in scoring position, but there are 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Brings up our catcher for tonight, Jordan Thompson for the Jethawks.
Here's your other number 13, Tay.
Oh, my goodness. I think I should be paying attention to the numbers on the guys that hit the home runs instead of the 13.
Yeah.
Well, Billy Baker is number 9.
as you'll see from our amazing team, there's every now and then we get the speed that comes up on the screen now. It's taken up until now. He's been slaving away over there.
It's there permanently now.
Yeah, he can put the speed up. It's fantastic. You can really see what's going on.
James Myers, who is a teammate of Millabell, goes out using his experience here. Jay's, as we mentioned in the past, Jay's obviously coaching at Runcorn State High School. He's also coached some schoolboy sports, so Jay's got some coaching experience there. Don't need the coach to come out. Jay can do it himself.
Would be handy if he could get the third out now, and these pitch count would probably be around about comfortable, I would say. 45, isn't it, I think?
Yeah. So you got someone down in the bullpen, I believe it's Ben Walmsley down there. So they're getting ready if he gets close to that pitch count.
And Thompson is his 12th batter.
Just misses on the inside corner there. Great pitch from Miller. Braden didn't think it was a strike. Hard to tell from my angle up here, but looked close.
Sounded like a strike.
So Derek Van Hilst comes out here for a mound visit. Doing what all coaches do, the nice slow stroll out, giving a pitch in the bullpen time to warm up.
Certainly does. And he'll have a long enough chat as well. He'll stay there talking to him.
Although I will say that is also just Derek's normal walking speed, so it's not like anything different for him. But yeah, just nice slow stroll out, doing what he does, takes his time. Braden West now walks out.
He'll just say he's cool, calm and collected, I guess.
And that does sum up Derek quite well, so he'll be happy with that.
Calm as.
So Braden West joins in the conversation here. Braden West, a previous catcher himself, offering some advice to Jane how to catch the ball. Now he's talking to the coach, telling him how to coach as well.
So would Braden West have just asked him if he's got a watch?
Probably. That's his second visit, I believe. Braden looked at me because he knew I was going to say something about him. So Braden's been going back and watching the commentary, so he does get my comments.
That wasn't just a look, that was a glare.
And then I hear about him next time I see him.
I think that was a glare. Yeah, he'll get the replay on that one. Yeah, that's a great location. He's called that strike all night, and it's a great pitch location on the outside corner. Very well done. Millabell has picked up on that. He's working away hard. Jordan Thompson trying to work out a defence with a runner at second. Oh, he left that one up. Might have been an attempter for Thompson, but that's not the time to throw that one. He puts Thompson on base with a walk.
That brings up tonight's first baseman for the Jethawks. We have Kyle Pike with 2 runners on.
The runner doesn't hurt so much right now with 2 out because it just creates the force again.
You got to force all your bases now.
Play any base. Goes there again. Pike working on the inside, and the breeze picking up fiercely.
Yeah.
Massive breeze blowing across from the right field corner now, straight across the ground. Maybe a little bit towards foul pole on the right side into the third base dugout. Check swing on that one, called strike as it should be. Jethawks have a 1 run on the board, and after the top half of the 3rd innings, the Yardbirds have 3, so it's a 3-1 ball game. I've been impressed with Jay Myers behind the plate, catching as well for the Yardbirds. I think he's done a good job every time we've seen him here.
Yeah, Jay's always been a very solid catcher. Been a part of the Bandit squad as a future squad last couple of years. Been their bullpen catcher.
Yeah.
And then I believe last year made the roster. Jay was initially going to be part of the squad went down to camp, I believe, to help them out. But then obviously with the lockdown stuff that changed. And I do believe Jay ended up playing some games for the Bandits as well last season. So, been around for a while. Plays Division 1 up at Redcliffe, and yeah.
All good experience.
And Miller's just missing by a little bit here, so that's another walk there. Loads the bases up. And that is going to be his last hitter as Brent Ellith comes out.
And I think he must be getting up to the top end of his count anyway. To be honest, I don't think it's performance. I think it's pitch count that's got him this time.
Yeah, it was just missing his locations there a little bit. But yeah, I think this is definitely more of a pitch count change here, rather than a force change or anything else. So our new pitcher coming in looks like it is Ben Wormsley. I will just confirm when he actually gets to the mound. That is indeed Ben Wormsley coming onto the mound. So we have a left-handed pitcher coming in now to replace Miller Bell.
Number 16.
So Ben is also a teammate of Jay, so those two know each other quite well. We've worked together. Ben moved across to Redcliffe end of last season. Playing there again, I believe, this season. So some good experience here, working with a catcher you know.
Bottom of 3 with 2 out for the pitching change.
That warm-up pitch was 85.
That's a good warm-up, isn't it? He has been in the bullpen for quite a while, so he's rolling them over nicely, which is how you want your bullpen pitcher to come in. Come out of the bullpen warmed up, really sweating and ready to go.
A little bit of light rain coming onto... Well, I say light rain as look up, and it's actually quite coming down quite heavily looking in the lights.
Interesting that came with that rain.
So if you see a little bit of white haze, that's what it is. It's rain, even though because it's lit up with lights, you don't really see the rain, but it's actually coming down quite hard now.
Yeah. So, yeah, notice on our screen.
There is a rule for rain. At what stage a game is a game.
So, crowd here in the grandstand are going to relocate over to the clubhouse, I'd say. In a bit of covered area. You see when the umpires call it, because it is actually starting to come down quite a bit here now, looking out.
Yeah.
So can they pause?
And then resume?
Absolutely,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they can
Is there
just
a
call.
rule to how much time that they can do that?
Not for this. I don't know for this tournament. In normal club ball, there's a 30-minute rule basically. So it's
If it doesn't get better within 30 minutes?
no. So if the game is stopped, you pretty much have 30 minutes to get back on the field. So
Oh, okay.
once you stop, it's
Well-
not you have 30 minutes of rain to resume. It's most umpires will say from the time you stop, you have 30 minutes. If you don't get back on the field in that 30 minutes, the game is stopped where it is. If it's played enough time to be a game, it's called game. Otherwise, it's called a washout game. So most of the
There
time,
has to be even innings, doesn't it? Yeah.
well, not necessarily. So if the home team are leading, you can call it. But also, for example, if you played in club ball, lower grades, I believe it is 4 innings. So if you've played 4 innings already, doesn't matter what innings you're at the bottom. If you played those 4, the result at 4 stands.
Awesome. Okay. Well, they don't seem to be balking at it. They also... And look, it's so much fun to slide in the mush.
One of the things they take into account, though, is whether it's dangerous or not.
Yeah,
If it's going to risk players being injured or any
For sure.
danger,
especially
then,
with the pitches as
yeah.
well. It's a little bit of a, it's hard for us to see now because our windows are covered with water. But yeah, it's the big thing here is that making sure pitchers have control of the ball. As Ben throws that ball in the dirt there, brings home a runner, so all of the runners there
It was
move up.
Billy Baker crossing the plate then.
That was definitely a water slip for sure.
So that is the second run there for the Jethawks.
And Jordan Thompson moves to third. Kyle Pike now at second. And Oscar Hyde still at the plate.
So I believe that is a 2-ball, 1-strike count now on Oscar. Make that 2-2 with that nice pitch there from Ben. Rain's just eased back off now, looking at the lights. I'm judging this, so you can see a little bit of rain coming down, but not too heavy.
And the wind isn't too cold. Ooh.
Can't even see where that went. It's
Foul ball
fouled.
down the left field line.
Certainly is. All I had to
It
do
was
was
a
look
lovely slice though, wasn't it? And it would have been nice out in front.
I just watched Daniel Turner's eyes at third base. He turned straight to that tree down in the darkness. Nice pitch.
Now, is this a
Fastball.
wooden bat and aluminum, or just wooden?
I believe it is a wood bat only. So the players are all swinging wood bats, but I don't believe it's a forced wood bat rule. I don't think that rule got made. I think the rules say they can swing either,
Okay.
but all the players here are swinging the wood or composite bats. So
I'm just thinking it might be different in the rain with it being... No, does
Yeah.
it make any difference? Okay, there you go.
Well, being a futures league and the level of play these guys are aiming for, they need to use wood.
So yeah, so the rules do say they're allowed to swing both, but everyone I've seen so far has been swinging the wood or the composite bats. Because yeah, as Harry was saying, most of these guys And that ball's
It's a
hit
fair.
squeezed down the right field line there by Andrew Coogan.
Good job.
Going to score 3 runs possibly, and Andrew's going to finish up at third base.
Oh, he slides in and they just drop the ball.
So you have a 3-run triple there. Andrew Coogan, ball
Totally,
just
mate.
squeezing in down the right field line.
He totally made up for that first inning, didn't he? That was an epic one.
Wow.
Oh, hang on.
Bang
What's he
goes your
doing?
lead.
He's getting
Oh,
his
no.
helmet.
Oh.
He lost his helmet coming
His,
around first
his
base.
mullet just
Yes.
fling his helmet off, and his mullet's just like whipping in the wind.
So where have
In the
we got
rain.
Oscar? He's at third.
No, Andrew's at third.
Andrew Coogan's at
sorry.
third now.
So he scored 3 runs there.
3 RBI. Well done, Andrew. Yay! Coogan family must be going crazy downstairs. Woohoo.
Wow. All of a sudden, they're behind by 1.
Wow, fantastic.
One.
Behind.
They're up by 2. It's 5-3.
5-3, isn't it?
One
Yeah.
hit made all the difference, eh?
Just a bust out.
So Blake Barlow now at bats.
And the 9th batter to face pitching in this bottom of the 3rd inning. 9th batter in the order.
That ball just dropped away to the outside, didn't it?
And they were leading so well before this.
And that is the strikeout there for Blake. That ends the innings, but not before the Jethawks score 5 runs. So they now take a lead, 5-3.
Baseball. It starts with a glove and a ball. No matter where you start, where you play, or where the game takes you, you're still just playing ball.
What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia.
Join in the fun today. Visit baseball.com.au to find your local club.
And as we return here, going into the top of the 4th innings, we have our next coach coming into the box. We have Mr. Nick Boys joining us here.
Thanks for having me.
Harris just got spit out. So, boys, you guys just scored 5 runs out in the innings. Last innings for you guys?
Yeah, very good. Struggled a little bit early with Miller Bell, who looked pretty good, but strung together a few good at-bats there, and big hit by Andrew Coogan, who's been a late pickup for us. So, yeah, cleared the bases with a triple there with 2 outs. So, yeah, things looking good. Over shut down innings from Snell and keep rolling. Yeah, so we do get to mention our last innings, obviously, with Brent having his discussion. So, when you pitch on the mound here for the Jethawks, we do have Hayden Snell on the mound. So, obviously, you were involved recently also with the under 16 state titles at Redlands. You were the coordinator for that as well.
Yes,
You've been very, very busy last couple of weeks.
Yes, tournament director there. So I think I had a bit of everything for my first time there. We had rain and rescheduling. We had an ejection. So yeah, it was something new every day. It felt like when I was there, but it was a good experience for sure.
Good to hear. Injection on 16 state title. That's a new one. So yeah, so obviously you guys got the lead now, 5-3. Snelly out there doing a good job. As we welcome Harry back to the microphone.
Yeah, thanks, Matt. So, Nick, we talked to Brent Earth earlier, and we were just asking about general consensus for this league and the whole concept of the players mixing from all clubs being combined or drafted into teams, and how they're working together and making more friends and learning more stuff off different coaches. A few different tips. What's your take on that stuff?
Yeah, I think it's a great experience. Just for these guys to get more playing time, more at-bats, more innings against high-level players. So If this was around when I was their age, I would have loved to jump at it when I was a bit younger. So, being exposed to, different coaches that maybe aren't at your club or you haven't had in region or state level baseball is never a bad thing. So, it's nice to,
for me as a coach as well, to get to see new guys that maybe I've seen as an opponent, but now I can, coach as a player as well.
Yeah, and even if you pick up one tip off a coach, it's going to be a bonus down the road.
Definitely.
So standard of competition,
We mentioned as well that we've seen an increase already after 5 weeks in the standard of the play. Players are getting to know each other, but they're also getting to know the standard of play that's expected of them, where they're getting better and better. And you can see the impact of coaches like yourself that are making to them, whereas week 1, it was sort of, this is all a bit new. And everyone's a bit nervous about it all, but now they're starting to...
Could be an out here, no, it all comes out of the glove. And so
everybody was tentative, I think, on day number 1. Now we get to hear where everybody's a lot more confident, the talk's a lot more confident. Down on the ground, you can hear them in warm-up, round the dugout, everything's more positive.
Yeah, 100%. You can feel the guys are definitely more comfortable the further we go along here, and with that comfortability, it allows them to just, play their normal games and go out and back themselves. And, along with that too, now that we're 5 weeks in, people have had, more playing time, more at-bats especially. I've seen our hitters progress throughout the weeks. So the at-bats are definitely getting a lot better the more they've got under their belt and the more they've seen live pitching as we move into this and the GBL season as well.
Yeah, well, that was a wrong one. That missed by a way long way. You came up in the wet. It's not too bad at the moment, is it? It's just dampness. It's not really heavy rain. Nothing's going to stop play.
No.
And, of course, we also know the other games washed out. And my understanding is they won't necessarily be replaying those games because the results will be based on percentages, as they always are in baseball, that if those are not played, gives you guys an advantage here. Sort of an advantage in as much as playing the games. It could be a winning advantage or a losing advantage statistically, but at least you're getting the game under your belt.
Yeah, most certainly. But yeah, beyond the wins and losses, it's just another good chance every week for these guys to get out and play. Like I said, against the other best young players in the state. So anytime that we can do that, yeah, it's always a good thing.
Yeah. So the standard I think is improving, and we've talked about that earlier. The other one is the players there's a few injuries creeping in now and players being replaced. So I think, there was 12 players, now there's 4 more players introduced, a couple of guys making their debut tonight. So that's very, very good. And we just saw the example of one of them hitting the long ball. So first appearance, hey, why wasn't I picked the first time, you guys?
We've picked up Luke O'Malley, who started tonight. And then Andrew Coogan, obviously, who just had that triple there to clear the bases. So, it's maybe a bit unfortunate they weren't picked the first time around, but they've definitely made an impact since we've picked them up, and we're very thankful to have them.
It's good that they've come in and just done that. Full 100%. Ball, they're onto it. Yeah,
they came in the first week and were just ready to go to do whatever they could to help the team, and they certainly have throughout the first, I think, 2 or 3 weeks that they've been with us.
Yeah, it's all positive stuff, isn't it?
So question for you boys. Obviously, you're someone that's gone and played college baseball over in the States. How would you recommend this level, comparing some of these players that might want to go over on that college pathway? Obviously, knowing some of these guys already signed with colleges, how would you say this would help them on that pathway?
Yeah, I think it's massive because, I felt like when I went over there, as Australian baseball players, we just don't play the game as much as they do in the States. So
it's full on there, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Throughout high school and stuff, and summer baseball over there, some guys almost play 9 to 12 months a year.
Yeah.
And, over a summer, they might play 40 or 50 games where, usually in A grade season here, you play 30 to 35 maybe, with the rain outs and whatever floats around. So
and you practice every day.
That's it. And you practice every day. So I just think, the more times we can play the game and actually see live pitching and pitch to hitters, that'll hold them in good stead going over for the guys that have signed already, and hopefully the more that will, as we progress throughout the season.
I think the other good thing about the structure over there is that you've got to still have your education. You still have to be getting good marks. You can't just wag school. You can't just miss a course. You can't miss anything, because if your marks drop, you get taken out of the athletic program.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I've been there. I've seen guys. I've seen guys not being able to play because their GPA is not there. I've seen guys run polls because they skipped class because they didn't feel like going and they wanted to sleep in. So
everywhere that I've been, school was definitely a priority, and it was taken very seriously. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing.
Got to get a good education, got to learn to play baseball really well, and you've got to come out of there a good person. You look like one of them.
I try my best.
You're doing a good job here because you're passing your knowledge and skills onto these guys out here. So you're commended for that, mate.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Also, my next question, obviously, with you obviously being a Division 1 player yourself, how do you sort of feel that this is going to sort of help bring that Division 1 skill level up? Do you think it's going to be a good bonus to that as well?
Yeah, I think so. It just exposes these guys that are maybe new into Division 1, again, to high-level baseball. So the more time they spend in it, the better they'll be in the long run. So, now they're getting, 2 outings a week if you're a pitcher, one on the weekend and one during the week, or 3 games worth of at-bats if you're a hitter. And, the more you see, the better you get. So I think it just, raises the floor for that Division 1 competition for sure.
Absolutely. So are you itching to get back out in the weather, or are you quite comfortable here?
I'm comfortable here. Once we go back on offense, I'll definitely be itching to get back out there. Hopefully, score a couple more runs.
So at the moment, we've got the Yardbirds, and at the plate is Kalen Van Hilst, the first baseman, and he's looking to knock a couple of runners in. He's got a runner at third, a runner is on the corners, in fact, with Daniel Turner at first base. And just waiting this next pitch from Hayden Snell. And somebody's opened their wallet. There's a moth in the room. It's not mine. There's not even a moth in mine. Luke O'Malley started all right tonight.
Yeah, I thought he was good. He threw a lot of strikes.
Yep.
He gave up a couple of hard hit balls, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And when you're on pretty strict pitch counts as we are, the real killer is walks.
Yeah.
Because long at bats, they string him out, and then because if you throw a certain amount in an inning, you have to come out. We have to get guys warm, and then guys are up and down in the bullpen, which can sometimes be problematic. So if guys are throwing strikes, even if they are giving up hits, that's never a bad thing in my eyes. So yeah, I thought he was pretty good tonight. Honestly,
and
commanded a couple pitches, so it was good.
Yardbirds did start with plenty of energy. You can see the coaches have got into their head, gone, righto, we have to start strong. No matter who's on the hill, we've got to start strong. So they came out on the attack with their bats. So we had a bit of work to do, but as we said, pretty good job, pretty steady.
The pick off there from Hayden just gets past Kyle at first. So we have Lockie Wilson scoring from third, and Daniel Turner goes up to second base. So obviously, just ball a bit slippery there. Hayden's asking for a new ball. Possibly had some impact on that throw over there.
That was Lockie Wilson that crossed, was it?
Yes, so Lockie Wilson, started off with a walk, stole second, and then moved over from Jackson Grounds as ground out to first. So then Turner moves up to second base there on the E3.
Okay, so runner at 2 with Van Hilst still at the plate. He can be pretty solid with the stick. But Hayden Snell up there on the mound at the moment, the lefty, looking pretty tall. And again, for me, everybody looks tall.
So 2-2 count here on Kalen. Hayden doing his job, getting that ball in there.
So 1 out, 1 run scored, and 1 runner on second base.
So as I mentioned, you obviously played Division 1. Nick, so obviously you had your first game on the weekend. Nice start to season.
Yeah, very nice start for us at Redcliffe. So we played Redlands, who obviously had a few big off-season signings and one of the stronger teams in the comp, having made the finals last year. We had a really good final series against them last year, so we know they're always a strong team. Came away with the win on Friday night in a close game. Blake Barlow, who's actually playing left field at the moment, pitched really, really well to close out the game for us. And then went down on Sunday 8-6 in another tight game where, we had chances with runners in scoring position and maybe didn't quite execute this week. But it's always nice to be in a competitive game, and we always enjoy playing Redlands. They're a good bunch of guys.
Yeah, with a few player movements around the place and the interrupted ABL season, it's changed the makeup of some of the GBL teams, hasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So it'd be interesting to see how it all plays out throughout the season.
So week 5, we've seen the mixed bag of results coming up there, and you guys are on the cusp of, I just can't find the ladder at the moment, there it is there, So you guys have got 2 wins. You've had that tie game, which sort of
that was
upsets the
that
apple
was a
cart
cra-
a
that
little
was a-
bit, doesn't
That was
it?
a crazy game. So, that one was. It's never nice to come away with a tie, but when you think about it, I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was just a great game of baseball, and that's what myself and Pete, the head coach, said after the game. Was like, look, guys, I know it was a tie, but man, we just played a really good game of baseball. So
that's the key, isn't it? You had a really good game. We had a runaway game here, very lopsided. I think it was 11-3 the score in this game on the same night 2 weeks ago. And that took, I think we had 4.5 or 5 innings over the 2.5 hours. So it was a bit slow as well.
Yeah,
but, we kept watching your scores over there.
We had the go-ahead run at second base, and Eddie Crotty for the Assassins made a hell of a throw from left field to throw out one of our guys at home plate to keep the game at 6-6, which ended up being the final score. So,
oh wow,
really good game, really good game.
Well, that's the key to the whole league, isn't it? Good baseball. If you end up with good baseball at the end of the night, then you've had a great time.
That's it. One of the things me and Pete talked about before the year was that we'd love to win this thing, and we're not out here trying to lose games necessarily, but it's a really good development tool for these guys, and that's the main focus for us. Is getting these guys exposed to high level baseball and raising the floor and raising the ceiling for these guys to hopefully send them off to the States, either professionally or college.
And yeah, as I was saying, so there's a couple of these guys I've seen have already posted. So there's a couple of them out there that have played. Miller Bell's one that's announced going to college next season. So you are starting to see a lot more of these guys get that experience and get that pathway option moving forward. So
Jay Myers walks. So runners on the corners now for the Yardbirds. And a manager visit for Hayden Snell. Goes out and has a chat with Jordan Thompson as well.
Yeah, so Pete Garn's going out there for the man visit. So pitching change coming in here. Would this be your job normally?
No, Pete's in charge of that. He's the head honcho.
So having a guy like Pete Garn working with you, you must pick up a lot of stuff there too.
Oh, he's awesome. Yeah,
So-
we spent a fair bit of time together during the off season working with the state performance squad with Baseball
Yeah.
Queensland.
So much experience.
Yeah, bucket loads, and what he passes on is invaluable. So yeah, very lucky. I spent a little bit of time with him as a player throughout the Australian Academy and whatnot when he was a scout. But getting to spend a bit more time with him, one-on-one and coaching together has been huge for me as a young coach, sort of starting out in the last year or two.
There is another benefit of this structure of this league. Amongst these 4 teams, we've got all these coaches with this enormous amount of knowledge that they've built up over years and years and years. Then they've got the younger ranch of coaches that are coming through as well, gaining all of that knowledge, apart from passing it on to the players. And you've got these guys who are a bit older and a bit more experienced. They're passing their wealth of knowledge on as well. You guys are adding to that with that level of enthusiasm also. So it's developing players, developing coaches. And we've already mentioned, I think, every week, the development for umpires here. They're getting extra games to umpire, but they're getting a higher standard of player to umpire, and they're sharing knowledge as well. And like tonight, we're using 3-man system, and they don't get to do that even at GBL level.
Yeah,
I think one of the sort of the rules or the ideas they had in place was that they didn't want to have
coaches from the same club, assigned to the same teams here, and
Yeah.
because there's a few of us from Redcliffe where I play at and coach at, and sort of I think before this started we were like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we were all coaching together? But now that we're 5 weeks weeks in, I already see those guys on the weekend and stuff. So it's nice to, as a coach, expose myself to different coaches and obviously a whole bunch of different players as well.
Yeah, that's another benefit.
So new pitch on the mound here is we have Quinlan Blaskovich has come in to pitch. So we have runners on first and third with 2 outs. And we have Liam Taylor up at bat. Because Jade, you're a walk, I believe, to get to first.
Yep.
So Liam's one of your teammates up at Redcliffe?
Yes, me and Liam go a long way back. I think we started playing together in under 14s maybe and went our different ways to college, but we've made our way back together at a Division 1 level at Redcliffe again. So yeah, long time friend.
Well, the rain certainly stayed away for us, which is good. And who's at the plate here?
It's Liam Taylor.
No, he's not wearing 51. He had 51 the first week, I think, didn't he, or something crazy.
Crazy like that.
So runners on the corners with 2 out. And Quillen and Blaskovic coming to the mound to try and shut down this attack from the Yardbirds. Yardbirds, of course, trying to get some runs back. They've managed to get one.
Hard hit ball. It just falls between centre and left field side. That's Barlow.
Right out there. And another run crosses the plate. That will be Daniel Turner crossing the plate. And Jay Myers standing now at third. Jay Myers at third. And Liam Taylor at second.
Just taking the microphone here for a second. So we have a new interviewee coming in here. So we have starting pitcher Miller Bell join the interviewee cast at the moment.
There you go.
G'day, Miller. We'll probably embarrass you a bit here, mate,
Yeah.
because we thought you had an outstanding start to that game.
Thank you.
We were singing your praises, and obviously your pitch count got up a little bit.
Yeah.
So we know the limits on pitch count. It's 45,
Yep.
and you had to be close to that, and we figure that was ultimately the change. Then you got the rain as well, a little touch of that.
Yeah, just a little bit at the end, and I think towards the end I just kind of let it go a bit. Just wasn't as controlled as I was earlier on. So
Yeah. But you did an outstanding job to start with. I mean, you went through 9 or 10 batters, and only one hit, one person got on base.
Yeah.
And the rest of them got sat down either from a ground ball out or a strikeout. You worked out the strike zone on that outside edge very nicely, I thought.
Yeah, I felt like I had a few where I kind of got it on the edge.
Just painting the black
okay.
edge, which is all you need to do. You got a bit of that ball over there, and your umpire there, you guys worked well together. I thought you picked where he would call it, and you threw it there.
Yeah, I think early on we kind of figured out his zone, and then we just stuck with the plan. So,
and you had a couple of opportunities where we could just tell you worked away, set them up, and knock them down.
Yeah.
You know, working well with your catcher. Because we know you guys are not supposed to think, are you?
No, well, I know Jay pretty well because we played club ball together for the last year and a bit, so kind of got to know each other better and what pitches I like to throw in certain situations. So
He's pretty solid, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good.
He's pretty
good.
solid. We've been watching him here a lot, and he's just consistent.
Yeah.
He knows what he wants. He calls it all the time.
Smart guy.
Yeah. And I reckon if you didn't throw what he wanted, he'd come out and tell you straight away, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So how are you feeling after that outing? We know that runs changed and things like that. Things change in a game. But there's a ground ball.
Second, that'll get the out there, and that brings up the third out, shuts them down.
So that was the 4-3 out. I didn't quite see whether that was Jamie or Sam. Okay, we're going to let Nick Boys go. He's got to go back to the game. Thanks, Nick, for joining us.
Yeah, much
I hope you
appreciated. Thanks for
enjoyed the
having me.
warmth up here.
We're about to go score a couple runs.
Righto, mate. Away you go. You said you wanted to be there for that. So we'll just let Nick Boys go. Well, we talked to Miller Bell, who was the starting pitcher for the other team here for the Yardbirds. And Nick's going now. Sometimes the guys are not used to being on the microphone. And Miller, that start you got, there's the figures there. We went through nine batters and nobody getting on that. They ended up with the home run off Luke Smith.
Yeah.
And he did rip that though, didn't he?
Yeah. Luke's pretty close friend. We know each other pretty well, and I think he just left it up a bit. And
we were talking about it. We think he's possibly hit 3 so far in these games.
He went earlier off me a couple weeks ago. So.
Was that you too?
Yeah.
Anyway,
so,
but it was a good hit, and you had been working him on the outside.
Yeah.
And I haven't called, what are you going to do now? You just didn't get those few strikes. They were out a little. And I thought, does he come in on his hands? Well, you came in and he took care of it.
Yeah, left a off-speed low and then kind of wanted to come back in. Like Jay said, come back in and then just left it up a bit. If I got it lower, I can...
So it's Jay's fault, I reckon?
Nah.
I'm only joking, mate. That's all right.
I just left it up and...
Because he will watch the replay, you know that,
I
don't
will,
you?
No, good swing. He just,
Yeah, so they've come back. It's a close game. It's an arm wrestle right to the end here tonight, and we're looking forward to the end of it because it's going to be close again. You guys had that close games a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
You're in the mix all the time, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining us. I'll let you get back with the teammates back into the dugout. Good on you.
Thank you.
And there's Miller Bell joining us. He was the starting pitcher for the Yardbirds tonight and did a sensational job And we'll get Mac back in here shortly. And in this changeover, I'm just going to give my voice a little bit of a rest, and we'll come back to you very soon in a few minutes as we bring the next batter to the plate.
And we're back. We've just seen Zachary Maggs come get struck out. First batter up. And now we're up to Quinlan.
That's right. Quinlan Blaskovic, who just
I
came onto the
cannot say
mound to
that last
pitch.
name,
Blaskovic. That's the easy part. Quinlan's the tongue twister. Okay, so Blaskovic up there now after coming on as the relief pitcher. So we've got one out now, Blaskovic at the plate. Other than that, all's quiet on the Western Front.
It's great listening to the coaches talk about the teams, and I didn't know that the different coaches were mixed up.
They are, yeah,
weren't
just
with
like the players.
Yeah, so they're not with their same teammates, which is great because they get to learn everything different from the different coaches.
Big swing and a miss from Blaskovic. And he goes back to the dugout. Big swinging strike. Wow, that was a great pitch from Walmsley. Is it still Walmsley?
Yeah, Ben. Yep.
Yep.
He did fantastic at the under-18s state titles. He just was like such a superstar there. So it's great to see him even doing that in the wet instead of the heat.
Yeah, okay.
It was a pretty full-on...
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. So now we have Luke Smith up to bat.
Whoa. Yeah, back to the top of the order through Luke Smith. I think we're in the bottom of... I figure we're in the bottom of 4. Bottom of 4, bottom of 5. I might be out by 1 inning here. No, it should be bottom of the 4th. My score sheet's lying to me.
I can't read your names, let alone your scorekeeping. Okay.
Oh, you can't read that print? Oh. I'm in big trouble. Luke Smith. Gets a ground ball. Shortstop should clean
this one up. Jackson grounds across the first baseman, Van Zilst. And
the third out. So Jethawks go a 3 up, a 3 down. We'll be back after a short break.
Baseball. It starts with a glove and a ball. No matter where you start, where you play, or where the game takes you, you're still just playing ball.
What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia.
Join in the fun today. Visit baseball.com.au to find your local club.
And as we return here into the top of the 5th innings, we have a new pitch on the mound. We have one of our rookies here tonight. We have Andrew Coogan throwing here now. So he scored a 3-run triple earlier. Now gets his chance here on the mound.
Interesting tonight, we've seen a couple of rookies come in and do a magnificent job. And he's just another one of them, Woodrow. He's done a great job, not only with the bat, but here he is on the hill. So let's see here how he goes with this. He's facing Andrew Coogan is on the hill, and of course Ryan Woodrow, we just said, was leading off for the Yardbirds.
So obviously just had
Miller Bell up here as the starting pitcher for the Yardbirds.
And Dave Badke's just going to go and get Luke O'Malley, I believe, to come here and have an interview with him as well. So getting a few of these players up in interviews as well.
Our interview manager just keeps feeding him into the sausage factory.
Yeah, so we're going to start trying to get some of these players as well once they come out of the game. Try and get
them some interviews as well to sort of get their opinions, get some extra information from them, talk to them, keep them involved in this process as well. And Andrew just misses there on ball 4.
They walk to lead off there for Brian Woodrow.
So 1 on. And of course, they're chasing.
So ball 1 on the outside corner there. So I was incorrect there. We have a new interview. We have Mr. Callum Wallace.
Coming in to join us. Hello. Oh, let me unmute you first. Try again. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hello.
So Callum's part of the Windsor Royals club.
Yeah.
Callum plays for which team?
I play for the Assassins, but we got rained out tonight.
So visiting down.
Yeah, did you get the Redcliffe or was it called early?
No, I was called early, so I went to
training.
Yeah, no travel required.
No.
Good stuff. Oh, you went to training anyway?
Yeah, I went to training.
Good on you.
Got into training
How's
session.
Windsor tonight? Is it all right over at Holloway?
Yeah, not real good, but it was decent.
So how did you go start of the season? I know you guys went down, but how did you go, particularly yourself, on Div 1 start on the weekend?
Yeah, not
the best?
not very good. No. That was probably the one.
Maybe I should have checked the score before I asked that question.
The previous outings were real good, but the Friday night one wasn't too good. But we're working into it, getting used to it.
And how's your season been going in the future so far?
Yeah, so far real good. I'm really enjoying it. It's competitive. There's some good hitters.
It's real fun.
Missing your at-bats or?
No, not at all. Put down the bat 2 years ago.
Was that forced or was that choice?
Bit of both.
Was this gentleman behind me the one that helped push that?
Probably bad, seriously.
We'll throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
Mind you, there hasn't been a lot of baseball in that last 2 years, has there?
No, not at all. Just sitting on
So
the bench. Yeah.
you haven't missed much. There's been a few issues going around health-wise with everybody.
So Andrew just missing outside corner there. Bit upset there. Thought he got the ball. Thought he got
back there, but Braden called it a ball. So runners on first and second.
Back-to-back walks.
Just a moment, we have Callum Wallace here on commentary with us.
I'm just trying to figure out the scoreline again here. I know Jethawks are definitely 5, and Yardbirds are 5 as well, I believe. 5-all ball game.
I'll check the live scoring for you. So if you give me a second.
Arm wrestlers going.
Okay.
If I've coloured the dots
in the correct place. 5-5 ball game.
So just being passed note there. So obviously Callum was a part of the Brisbane Metro team that played in the under-18 state titles.
Yep. Got the win. Got the gold medal. Indeed we did.
You relief pitched the game, did you not?
Yeah, came into relief and shut it out, yeah. How many did you throw? 5.
That was the extra innings, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was that was new for me.
So how was that pitching with runners on start the innings?
It was tough. I don't know. It was a real competitive game though. Me and Mill Bell going at it. It was real fun though.
We just had Miller in here, you're probably aware.
Did you?
Yeah, we just did a long interview with Miller Bell.
Really?
Yeah.
What did he have to say?
Oh, lots. He's pretty happy with his start tonight.
Wasn't doing good.
Intellectual conversation. He
It
will
is,
watch
it is
the
5
replay.
all. So I'll just correct the scoreboard. Sorry to cut you off there. So it is 5-all. Yeah, Miller's is up here. So Miller started tonight. So we thought we'd get him up here and have a chat to him. He had a okay start.
Good start. Yeah. Throwing the ball well.
Yep. Located. I think he threw two.
Jackson
Grounds rips one to left field side, and it goes into the glove and out of the glove of Blake Barlow. It came out again.
Could be a bit of moisture off the grass. I don't know what that could be, but it hit his glove, certainly got underneath it, stuck his arm up, and it just ricocheted back out again. So Grounds gets on base with, I think I'll have to call that E7 if I'm a scorer. But runner on base, so they're now loaded up for Daniel Turner. Daniel Turner, of course, the third baseman for the Yardbirds tonight. He steps in with loaded in a 5-all ball game and none out in the top of the 5th inning.
So if I remember, you were also named as part of the Queensland team, were you not?
Yeah. So we're training that starting up October, and then hopefully see what happens. I'm not really sure what's going on with COVID and all that. But
we'll see. Yeah,
sure
congratulations on that.
Thank you very
So
much.
you got the gold medal and the BQ selection, so tick the boxes there.
Yeah, it was a good tournament.
So tell us about the Tide game you had a couple of weeks ago. Over there, it was over at Padres ground, wasn't it? They played? Not Padres, Carina. It was at Carina, wasn't it?
Yeah, Carina. Yeah, that was a tough. That was actually a close game. Real good game.
Yeah, enjoyed the baseball.
Yeah. Actually, real competitive game. Similar to the state titles.
And I believe an out at home plate to shut the game down.
Yeah, it was actually, It was a nice throw by Eddie Crotty.
Good throw.
Yeah. Had it on the line.
Yeah, because that was the state titles I was there watching, so was it tied up in the bottom of the 7th, I think, to make it to extra innings?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Did we go to 9?
Yeah, you played 9, so no runs in the 8.
Turner lifts that to centre field, getting around underneath it. That will be an out. Runner tags and goes.
They will score the run. Probably make an appeal play, but they will score the run. That was a great catch, good coverage from Oscar Hyde out there in centre field. So Daniel Turner out on a fly ball position 8. That brings up the first out, but it also brings up the go-ahead run for Ryan Woodrow and the Yardbirds. Sorry to interrupt there, Callum, but there's something happening out there.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, so playing the 9 innings, 'cause it was no runs in the 8th, and you guys scored the winning lead run in the top of the 9th.
I think we were up by 2 in the end.
Yeah, still 2 runs, and then you came in and shut it down. Got some nice outs there.
Yeah, nice. It was good. Had the team behind me.
Some nice. If you go to the Facebook page, there's some nice celebration photos of you being
Is there?
mobbed out there on the field. So
that was good.
They've been shared. So nice throw there from Jordan Thompson, but can't quite get the out at second. So we have 2 stolen bases there. Runners move over to second and third with 1 out.
There's been some good catcher throws over, but the pivots just have to grab that ball. It's getting a bit loose, and I think that's down to conditions. Tonight it is a bit tricky.
What's one thing, just talking to Jordan, I saw there your Friday night lineup, you had 3 catches in the field. So you had Buff, Jordan and Johnny Lem out there.
Yeah, we got a bit of selection there. We'll see what happens.
And Josh Marriott playing centre field.
Yeah, that was new.
Was it an interesting one I saw?
Yeah. Oh, well, he went
Good. Yeah, I was on Sunday, so as you always do.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty hot there on Sunday. I went out to have a sticky beak myself.
Yeah? Yeah, it was actually. And Johnny Lem put one out too. I know he's watching this at home, so.
Probably is. Sharon is at least. Yeah.
He owes you one.
Sharon's at least
He's listening.
Social media activity going on here, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching the broadcast, and make sure you tell all your family and friends to tune in.
You'll be in here next week for the interview, Johnny. We'll get you,
up here. I don't hear what that means.
Andrew Coogan on the mound. Working hard here, but they're just fallen behind by a run.
So you get any information? Are you guys going to make up the game tonight, or just go down to the washouts? Not sure.
My information is they won't be replaying any washout games. That's the information I've
At
got.
this point in time, but who knows?
It'd be pretty difficult to make that up when you got
midweek games
Friday
and
Sunday.
GBLs, yeah.
You're already playing 3 full games a week.
Where are you playing this week?
We're down at Beenleigh against Coomera. So if it doesn't
Van
get rained out
Hilstad.
on Friday.
Van Hilstad at the plate.
So what are you going to pitch Friday or Sunday?
Yeah, I'll pitch Friday night after Timsy.
Well, he gets the out, recovers there. Luke Smith knocks that ball down, then gets it across to Kyle Pike at first, and still gets the 6-3 out on the ground ball to shortstop on Kalen Van Hilst. But they did score a run. That was, I think, Lachlan Wilson. Was that Lockie?
Yeah, Lockie, yeah. Yeah, Luke tried to get up and throw the ball home, but just didn't quite get over his glove to start with. So I had to throw the ball over to first and get the out there. Another run scored for the Yardbirds.
2 out, 2 runs scored. Top of the 5th inning. Yardbirds are ahead by 2.
So position change here. So Andrew Coogan is now going out to left field, which means we have a new right fielder, which I forgot before because he was out in right field. And that is Mitch Houston, I believe, coming on to throw. So what do you prefer? Do you prefer relief pitching or starting?
I haven't really made up my mind yet, to be honest. So I haven't done too much relieving in my time, really, only just this year. And with the Assassins, I've really started to work on that and a bit of closing too. But yeah, no, realistically, wherever. Don't really have a favourite right now. I do like starting off the game though, setting it right from the tone.
Yeah, so your mind space is already there.
I don't have to. Yeah, I like coming in fresh.
Otherwise, you've got to keep up with the game, know the situation you're coming into.
I like to know when I'm coming in and all that.
Plus, the bases are clear when you start anyway.
That always helps.
You don't take any remnants left over on base.
So I believe we now have Quinlan Blaskovich in right field. And then Andrew Coogan has just gone out to left field. So I believe Blake Barlow is coming off to warm up, potentially to come in next innings. So what's it like pitching with Timsy on your team?
Yeah, Timsy's the dad of the team, really, isn't he? Yeah, no, really knowledgeable guy. Doesn't say a lot, but his look says a lot.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, because you guys got looking at it like that on Friday night. It's quite a young team this year.
Yeah, it is a very young team. I mean, we had Bidwell obviously go over to the States. We lost a couple other guys to college and all that, and a lot of guys went up from B grade. So, I mean, I'm excited for the season, getting warmed into it. You know, obviously we haven't been able to train as a team because we got these the Wednesday night games now, but I mean, I'm sure we'll warm into it. Hopefully have a nice series this weekend.
That wind's picking up again, so let's hope it doesn't bring any rain with it.
Have you played many games then at Beanley? Not really.
Yeah, not for a long time actually, no.
Probably say Beanley's probably better than a doubleheader at Coomera on Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Jay Myers, ground ball to shortstop, 6-3 out on Jay Myers, brings up the 3rd out. So that's another ground ball to shortstop, and that shuts down the attack of the Yardbirds in the top of the 5th innings, but not until they add 2 more runs to their scoreline. It is the Yardbirds leading the Jethawks by 7 runs to 5.
And as I say, thanks to Callum Wallace coming up here. We'll let you go out and keep watching the game now.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Cal.
And as we return here to the bottom of the 5th innings, we have leading off Billy Baker. So Ben Wormsley still out there on the mound. Just misses down on that first pitch. So Yardbirds now protecting a 2-run lead. So I'd just like to mention again our wonderful cameraman out there in the stand, Mr. Rodney Reed. He's all rugged up tonight with his rain down, got his rain jacket on, giving you those pitches through the fence.
It's the last one in the stand still, because it's now the wind's picking up. He's probably cold and a bit wet, so thanks so much, Rodney, for being out there while we're in here.
So Ben gets a strike there, so 2 balls, 1 strike on Billy. So lefty-lefty matchup here. Nice inside curveball, supposed to be slider there, so 2-2. Yeah, so as you've seen tonight, we are going to try and start getting some more of the players up into the camera, into the commentary booth here. So you're starting some more interviews with the players on the microphone. So you can start asking them their feelings, their comments, and then also trying to get the coaches up. So you will start hearing a few more voices coming through over the coming weeks as we get the players and coaches up here in the box to have a conversation with us during the innings. So 3-2 count here on Billy. If we could, we get the umpires as well, but obviously they can't step out of the game. So, and Billy hits that one to first, and we have a ground out to Kalen there at first for the first out of the innings. Brings up Jordan Thompson.
I think it was super keen of Callum to be over here seeing his game got rained out and still went to training. So he's showing his super keenness. That's always great for coaches to see, that they're willing to come and watch and help and find out what the other teams are doing.
There might be a few more of them here, because there's a few of them sitting here in the grandstand in front of us, I think. Or at least there's Shane Watson and Dave Badke, so there might be a few more of the other players here rogged up around.
Oh, they're sussing the other teams out.
Yeah, Callum's just here in shorts and a t-shirt in the grandstand, showing how tough he is.
There's nothing to do. It's a bean bowl.
So, foul ball there, Jordan. So that's 1 strike on him.
Queensland is getting close to 60.
Yes, as we mentioned there, so Callum was a part of that under-18 Brisbane Metro team that won the state titles. And as I also mentioned, he got named in that BQ under-18 Queensland team as well. So congratulations to him.
I was broadcasting that live on Facebook, so you can go back and watch that on Baseball Queensland site.
Last week I was there, but I avoided the camera, so I was hiding.
He ran away. He ran away fast.
So yeah, so there are some really nice photos taken at the end of that game with the celebration. The boys running out, mobbing Callum on the mound. So
and tipping the Gatorade over the coach. That was always a great shot.
Yeah, Hideki. They were also proud because Hideki promised them he'd give them KFC if they won. So they won, so they got some KFC from Hideki. So
oh my gosh, total reward system there. I'm sure they wanted to win more.
I'm not sure if they were celebrating because they got KFC or they're celebrating because they won.
They just wanted to make him pay for it.
They were celebrating because they got the coach.
Yeah.
That's right. It was a spectacular game, that one.
So yeah, so Hideki, who coached that Brisbane Metro team, he's coaching in one of the senior league teams for the Futures as well. So he's out there on a Friday night now. So
and also the president of Red Sox.
Karina, yep.
That's
hello,
called
coach, if you're watching.
Up to your neck in the game. Bit like Matt. Matt lives and breathes baseball.
Yep.
So thankful because you know every player and which club they're from. It's very helpful.
Only had 2 emails and 2 phone calls to deal with. So.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Lifted high in the left field side, and out there putting the glove underneath it is Sam Campion, I believe. He started in left.
I'm not sure if he's still there. I suspect he probably is.
So I just got a text from one of the parents after mentioning that from Hideki. I've been told he hasn't paid up yet, so the boys are still waiting on their KFC.
There'll be industrial action there.
Thanks, Tony, for that one.
Sorry,
log of
coach.
claims.
We dobbed you in there now. Sorry about that.
Oh, dear. Who are we up to for the Jethawks?
This is Kyle Pike. So thanks, Tony, for the message. So Tony messaged us last week there as well. With a message I couldn't read out on the chat, but today's one is an acceptable message, so I can read this one.
So 2 up, 2 down, bottom of the 5th for the Jethawks. Chasing 2 runs to level the scores. Yardbirds leading, and that's what they want to do. They're chasing their first W for the season.
After that amazing inning with the 3 batted in, 3 runs in.
Yep.
The Jets must be kicking themselves now. So, but they did have all that rain where everything kind of came down. So
they had that, but it was also the end of Miller Bell's pitching stint, if you like. So
Yes.
he's getting it up to his pitch limit.
Yeah,
And that's what he even said, is he was starting to get a little bit loose on those later on because he had thrown, 40-ish or up to around 40. And after, a weekend with GBL and stuff like that, it makes a difference. And when they're rolling their arm over quite a bit. Realistically, there's one lifted to
centre field this time. And underneath that, right down dead centre, is Liam Taylor, I think, still
there in the middle.
their team definitely has faith in him, because as soon as they saw it was going to him, they all started running in even before he caught it. They knew he had it.
Yep, so Liam Taylor, that was him, still in centre field there. Great catch, a fly ball to straightaway centre, position 8. So 3 up, 3 down for the Jethawks in the bottom of the 5th innings. No runs added to their score. So after 5 completed here at Bannister Park at Hendra, it is the Yardbirds 7 runs leading the Jethawks 5.
And as we return here in the top of the 6th inning, we have Liam Taylor at bat, and we have Mitch Hewson still on the mound.
And Liam Taylor chasing that pitch. It was a nice fastball from Hewson to start off with, and Taylor thought, I can do better than that. Swung through it though. Not so much on that one, it was up. Hewson left that one up, probably tempting him after the first swing. He thought, oh, throw one a little higher and see if he likes that. So leading by 2 runs, the Yardbirds. They want to add to that tally to bring up their first win of the season. Let's wish them all the best with about 30 minutes to play. 2.5 hour time limit or 7 innings, whichever occurs first.
So 2-2 count here on Liam. As we mentioned there before, Liam and Nick Boys have played together for quite a few years. They know each other quite well. Playing on opposite, or one's playing, one's coaching opposite teams here tonight.
See, it's been interesting with the interviews tonight is how well
all these players know each other, how much they've played together all night, but they all know each other very, very well. And Taylor sits there.
The swinging strike, K2. 1 up, 1 down for the Yardbirds, brings to the plate Jamie Fox.
So Jamie's DHing tonight. So Jamie's moved clubs this year. Jamie's playing at Redlands.
When you go on the website, click on the team, and it brings up the player stats, the whole thing.
So Jamie there takes ball 1. So yeah, that's it there. Jamie's playing at Redlands this year. So would have had his first game there against Redcliffe on the weekend.
And he takes strike 1 there, so 1 ball, 1 strike.
Swings over the top of that one, strike 2.
So tight game. What's your tip, Matt? Do you think Yardbirds can hang on here? 2-run lead. Hard to call, isn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to call. So
Jethawks got Mitch Hughes on the mound here, so
Mitch had that strike 3 there. Didn't quite get it from Braden, but so yeah, Mitch pitched for Auckland, I think 2 years ago, in the ABL.
Okay.
So yeah, Mitch is quite a strong pitcher to come in and hopefully close it out for the Jethawks.
Oh, high fly ball will go foul. They've got a chance, but no, it's in the bullpen. It's over the fence, in the trees. Gone. And it's a pitcher warming up in the bullpen as well. You think he would have caught it, wouldn't you? So everybody went out there. Left field side, Andrew Coogan was out there. Luke Smith and Zach Maggs. I believe they're all still in those positions. So Jamie Fox steps back in to wait for the next pitch from Hewson. Hewson throws fastball down in the dirt, picked up by Jordan Thompson out of the dirt, tags the runner, who didn't run anyway. He knew he was gone, so he just took that as the out. So K2. 2 up, 2 down here for the Yardbirds. Top of the 6th inning.
We have a pinch hitter, I believe, here. This is not Sam Campion. This is, I believe this is Max McCall batting. Number 19 is not on your list.
We don't have a 19 on the list for either team. So a late draft pick.
I do believe, looking at my list, that it is Max McCall that is now our pinch hitter. I don't recognise... I recognise the others on the list, and it doesn't look at any of them, so I do believe it is Max.
Okay. Yeah, he had no number on the list that's on the website at the moment that's provided, so let's make him number 19. Max McCaw. Comes in for Sam Campion, pinch hitting. In the top of the 6th. Let's see if he can make a dent here. There's 2 out here already. Top of the 6th, as I said. The Yardbirds hanging on to a 2-run lead at this stage. Houston comes inside but high. Braden West doing good job behind the plate, as he did last week. We saw him here again.
Yeah, 2 really good plate appearances here for Braden. Nice consistent zone. No complaints so far. There's been a couple of complaints, but not warranted complaints. Like I said, his strike zone has been consistent. Nothing wrong with it from my point of view up here.
Yep.
So yeah, Braden's one of our young umpires coming through. Also works as a paramedic. So mainly does Friday night games, GBL, because obviously works on Sundays at the moment. In the
Nice
hospital.
pitch there from Houston, sits him down. KC goes down looking. 3 up, 3 down, top of the 6th for the Yardbirds, and that shuts down their attack. It will bring Jethawks to the plate, and Yardbirds still leading this game by 7 runs to 5, halfway through 6.
Baseball. It starts with a glove and a ball. No matter where you start, where you play, or where the game takes you, you're still just playing ball.
What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia.
Join in the fun today. Visit baseball.com.au to find your local club.
as we return here for the bottom of the 6th innings, we have Ben Wormsley still on the mound. We have a few position changes in the field. So Lockie Wilson moves from second base over to shortstop. And we have Dom French coming in at second. And we have Max McCaw out there in left field now. So those changes, obviously Jackson Grounds has come off. And I do believe Giselle Jackson in the bullpen. So Ben Wormsley's been out there for, I think, 3 innings now. So we're getting close to his pitch count. So I think Jackson Grounds is getting ready to come in as our next pitcher here for the Yardbirds. So Oscar Hyde fouls that first one off down the left field line.
He made good contact for opposite field. Absolutely good contact. So Hyde steps in, left-handed pitcher versus left-handed hitter. So Jethawks looking to get that 2-run differential back. And they're pretty good at close games, we heard. So Hyde takes that. Strike, 1 ball, 1 strike on Oscar Hyde. Bottom 6. Probably just enough time to get the 7th inning in, I would say. So Jethawks have that advantage batting in the bottom of the inning. So they get the final say on the night. Big swing and a miss, and he goes back to the dugout after a swinging strike there. A big K2 on Oscar Hyde. So that is a 1 up, a 1 down for the Jethawks, and brings to the plate Andrew Coogan. No, it does not.
This is Mitch Hewson batting. So Mitch is someone who's a pitcher who doesn't bat very often. So this should be an interesting at-bat here, I feel. As Brent goes out for pitching change, so I do believe Ben's at his pitch limit there. So Ben Wormsley's done a really good job there since he's come on. And we have, as mentioned there, we have Jackson Grounds coming on to pitch now.
Interesting.
Yes, obviously with Quinlan Blatchford coming on to pitch there earlier in the game, he was a designated hitter. So with him coming in now, the pitchers have to bat for themselves. So obviously you've now got Mitch Hewson here coming on to hit. So I'm not sure when Mitch's last at-bat would have been. I don't think he gets many at-bats at all. So we'll see how this one goes for him. But yeah, new pitch on the mound in Jackson. Take a short break here and be back in a second. And we return here. So as I said, new pitcher on the mound is Jackson Grounds. And our new batter in the box here is Mitch Hewson.
So Hewson steps in again now. Grounds throwing his first pitch. Hewson having his first plate appearance. Just like a brand new game.
He might have had one before, but I know he doesn't get very many at-bats. Nice swing on him there.
Grounds throws a high ball. Shoulder height probably. That one got big in the eyes of Hewson. Comes inside on him again, exactly the same location.
So he should know the battle between the pitcher and the batter, because at the moment,
that's what
Mitch
he does.
Hewson is the top of the strikeout, the Ks on the stats.
And
so
he just got one.
He just got one himself, so he knows how it feels when he gets them all out.
2 up, 2 down, the Jethawks. Bottom of the 6th inning, trailing by 2. Brings to the plate, is it Blake Barlow? Yes, it is. Blake Barlow, of course, has been playing left field until just recently. He moved across. Where did he move across to?
I believe Blake's on the bench ready to warm up and pitch.
Okay, there we go. High fly ball, right side, right centre, centre field, gone. Liam Taylor, I think it is, out there still, and he takes a high fly ball in centre field. Fly ball to 8. It goes down in the scorebook and that is the 3rd up. Jethawks in the bottom of the 6th go 3 up, 3 down. They trail the Yardbirds by 2. It is 7 runs to 5. Yardbirds over Jethawks.
And as we return here for the top of the 7th, Yardbirds leading 7-5. We have a new pitcher for the Jethawks. We have Blake Barlow on the mound.
And this is the top of the 7th inning, which is the final inning of the game. 2.5 hours or 7 innings. And we'll certainly get this 7th inning in, top of 7, as Matt just said. So we've got Blake Barlow, and he will be throwing to the lead-off. Should be Ryan Woodrow. And it is, as he approaches the left-handed batter's box. Woodrow ready to step in. Blake Barlow has been in the bullpen warming up. So all is in readiness to start this 7th and final dig. He gets Woodrow swinging on the first pitch. Nice fastball, high side of the zone. Off foul tip now. So Barlow ahead in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
So Woodrow's had an okay night tonight. So had a double to left field in the second inning, scored some runs, scored a run himself, strikeout, and then a walk where he scored in the last inning as well. So he scored a run himself twice and has an RBI.
He's had a good night out.
Oh, and Blake just misses on that curveball there. Just misses the outside corner. So it is a 1-ball, 2-strike count now on Ryan. Both me and Howard running out of space in our lineup cards for the change we've got tonight. So
6 pitches.
We're thankful this is the last innings because we've got no more space left.
No more scorebook.
And Braden there rings up Ryan on that pitch. So that is strike 3 for Woodrow. So first out for Blake.
Big K2. 1 up, 1 down. Lockie Wilson comes to the plate. Wilson started at second base.
It's now playing shortstop.
Moved across.
So a small tidbit about Lockie Wilson.
Yep.
He is on the leaderboard of 6 walks. It's ahead of anyone else in the league.
6 walks. That means he's got good judgment.
And he can draw out the
I'll
pitcher
tell
or
his
something.
parents he's got good judgment. They would know.
So both his parents are quite heavily involved up at Redcliffe. His dad's involved with the Baseball Queensland program as well.
Excellent.
Also with Brisbane North. Shout out to Dan.
He's also the leader of stolen bases.
So you don't want him on base, but he's
Oh,
getting on base
fantastic
right now,
hit.
lifting one over the top of third base into the clear left field side. Turns and heads for second. Will he make it? Safe. Yes, he does. He gets under the
By
tag.
the tip of his fingers.
Gets
on
under the
second
tag.
base.
Great throw from Andrew Coogan out there in left field side, who's only just gone out there. He's right out on the third base line and lifted that all the way across to second. Gave it a chance for the tag, but
It was so
didn't
close.
happen.
Yeah.
Yep. So a double for Lockie Wilson.
Takes us back to top of the order now. So we have Jackson Grounds, who just came onto pitch batting now. Takes first pitch outside corner for a strike.
So a runner on base. They'll try to add to their tally, build a little bit of insurance for the bottom of the inning. Only one out here. Back to the top of the order.
So as Nick was mentioning that earlier, so Blake threw for Redcliffe in Division 1 there on Friday night. He said he closed the game and got the win for him.
Yep.
So did a good job.
That's a big win against Redlands this season. As we know, they've had some signings, a bit of player movement there, and they've got a pretty strong lineup, pretty strong roster.
Yeah, so Redcliffe split that, so I went 1-1 with them. So both teams got a win over the weekend. So Pine Hills are playing Redlands this weekend, so see how that one goes.
That'll be an arm wrestle. Ground ball, third base, gets the out at first, 5-3 out there on the ground ball on Jackson Grounds. So 5-3 at third base, I think it's still Zach Maggs.
Yep. And Lockie Wilson, after that throw, went over to third base.
Adding to his stolen base list.
Oh,
His
that
stats.
wouldn't be a stolen base, they're just on the throw for that one. Unless the scorers are really nice.
They're working very hard down there to keep the scores going, and the
Always.
stats go right into the Baseball Queensland website if you want to go and have a look.
Yeah, all live score, all scorers work hard every game. You know, they've got to concentrate pre-game to the end of the game when they just have to go away and compile all the stats as well. Daniel Turner at the plate with a runner at third, but there are two out here in the top of 7. As Blake Barlow strolls back to the mound. Jordan Thompson still behind the dish. Let's see what Turner can offer up here. Can he drive this run in? Just got to get something clear through the infield. Nice location from Barlow on the pitch. All these young fellas have got school tomorrow, haven't they?
Some of them do. Some of them are past school.
Okay.
So there's a few of these guys here that played in the under-18s at TAS. All those boys will have school.
Okay.
Some of them grade 11, some of them grade 12. So came out to exams for the grade 12s.
Yep.
End of their schooling year. Grade 11 just starting off their term 4, starting off their leadership stuff. A lot of schools now, grade 11s take over the leadership roles in term 4.
Yep.
Obviously because the grade 12s are there for like 2 weeks. So
Yeah, exactly. Just for exams, really, isn't it?
yeah, it's like...
Once the jacarandas come out, isn't that when they start the exams? Or is
Yeah,
that
so
uni?
there'll be a few boys here that are going to school
Probably
tomorrow.
right. Gets a walk, Turner. So Daniel Turner, base on balls to first base, puts runners on the corners for the Yardbirds as Kaylan Van Hilst strolls to the plate. Danger time here for the Jethawks. 2 out. It will be Barlow versus Van Hilst at the plate. Two out. Let's see what the coach has put on. Is that Derek at third base?
If I can lean her out far enough. Yes, it is Derek at third. I can't see. So from where I'm sitting,
Sorry.
I can't see from about shortstop's position round to the line.
Go
so
on, okay.
I have to basically lean out to see anything around that side of the field. So
I guess that's why I'm standing like this.
I'm relying on you guys for those comments.
Right field side, it's yours.
Kalen lines that one over the second baseman's head to right field. Gets an RBI there, so Daniel moves up to second base. Kalen's safe at first. Lockie Wilson comes home and scores.
Oh, dear.
Single to right field there.
Wouldn't be dead for quids.
Just too tall for the second baseman. Went right over the top of his head.
Nice drive, wasn't it? Nice rip
Perfect
from the lefty.
in the hole, right there.
Pulled it.
Brings up another one that'll be at school tomorrow. So we have Jay Myers here, who's a teacher. So he'll be going to school tomorrow as well.
No matter what.
I better bring him an apple.
So Yardbirds get a little bit of insurance. Now they lead by 3. Because as we get down into the pitching depth, who knows what happens in the bottom half of the inning as well.
So Jackson Grounds has just come on, so I'm assuming he'll be thrown out again. So
Yeah, he would only just be warm, really, wouldn't he? Hasn't thrown many pitches. Oh, nicely located pitch there from Barlow on the outside fastball. Drew the swing out of Myers, I should say. Just missing the outside edge, front corner.
So 2 ball, 1 strike count.
So Barlow ready again. Myers waits the next pitch, fouls it off.
It wasn't baseball. Harry was just a friend messaging me this time. Not baseball related. I was got a message on my phone and Harry thought it was baseball. I said, no, it's not baseball this time. It's just a friend checking in with me.
Well, I know we tend to get good comments when we give out numbers and people that do know us.
So yeah, if people really want my number, we can give it out for some comments. But my number is, if you know what you're looking for, you can find it easy enough on Baseball Queensland's website. So
other than that, it's sacrosanct.
Yeah.
Just put your comments on the YouTube and we'll be able to see them. And
Or just email me and I'll respond with my signature. I've got an email number on there. So
we do monitor the YouTube channel. Oh, way outside, missing that one. And that walks Myers.
Oh dear. Okay. So what they really didn't want, which is what's going to happen. is
Loaded.
Jay Myers is just about to come up.
no,
He's-
this
He's
is
up.
No?
that was Jay just there.
Liam Taylor's
Jay,
coming
I
up.
mean, William Taylor. That's no Liam,
Yeah.
right?
Liam,
Liam
yep.
Taylor.
He's up with loaded bases.
Mm.
And there is 2 out here. Top of the 7th inning. Loaded bases. Taylor at the plate. Fastball gets the edge.
Just gets it outside corner there. Nice call from Braden. Liam didn't think so, but it's been there all night.
That's been there every time we've seen him umpire from this position we're in. He calls very consistently.
Rodney Reed's found a friend in the grandstands. Got an umbrella over himself now.
That's lovely.
If
only we had a camera.
If we had a camera, we could show it to you, but we don't have a camera up here. But yeah, there's a gentleman helping Rodney out with an umbrella covering the both of them. So Rodney's out of the rain now, at least.
Oh, look out.
The
No
ball
runners
just
go.
passed, missing there from Blake. Jordan does a good job keeping it close, getting on it quickly. No runner scores. So loaded bases still on a 2 ball, 1 count here on Liam.
Everybody's got to be quite patient at this point in time.
So with 2 out here, all your runners going to have a nice big lead. So ball in play. Hopefully if he gets through the gap, you can score a couple of runs here. Push that lead out. Make it a bit more comfortable for yourself.
Oh, gets a swing on a fastball. Up high.
Liam was trying on that one. Put everything into that one. You can see it had to readjust the helmet afterwards.
He wanted to go deep, I think. Runners are ready. Pop up foul. Well, on this count, anything could happen. Do we go to a full count? Oh, contact, foul.
Into the car park.
God, don't hit my car.
Oh, that may have been a car. It was the shed. I'm not sure.
Shed or a tradies ute?
Mm.
Oh, jeez.
It wasn't glass.
It's always scary, isn't it?
Yeah. you start getting around to most of these fields in Brisbane, you start to find the safe spots to park in.
Is the count 2-2?
The count is 2-2.
And 2 out.
Twos everywhere. Oh, yes. Got him fastball outside. He didn't really agree with it, I don't think, Liam Taylor. However, he must retreat to the dugout for the 3rd out.
That was a fantastic pitch if it went across.
KC called strike. Well, it went across. The umpire was right there. He called it. They leave 3 stranded. Loaded bases stranded. Halfway through the 7th innings, it is the Yardbirds 8 runs, leading the Jethawks 5.
Baseball. It starts with a glove and a ball. No matter where you start, where you play, or where the game takes you, you're still just playing ball.
What a moment for Luke Hughes. What a moment for Australia.
Join in the fun today. Visit baseball.com.au to find your local club.
Alright, as we return here, we are heading into the bottom of the 7th innings. Yardbirds have a 3-run lead. Just a small position change. I believe we now have Ryan Woodrow in left field, and we have Max McCoy in right field. So those who have just swapped over for this last innings. Jackson Grounds is still on the mound, and we have our leadoff hitter is the 3rd baseman for the Jethawks, Zach Maggs.
They're looking for 3 runs to level the scores, 4 runs to win the game. So this could be the night the Yardbirds get their first win.
Touch wood.
If I am, this is a wooden table. I think I'm standing in the middle because it's written on each end of these 2 tables.
So Jackson just missed an inside corner there. So we have 2 balls on him. Jackson's just taking his arm sleeve off. Put it on the other arm, potentially. No, taking it off and folding it up.
Got to hide it somewhere, I suppose.
Don't know if he was asked to take it off or someone just did it himself. Most of these pitchers know they can't have them on, so they don't go out with it. Sometimes it gets told by a coach. Sometimes they just leave it on. It gets missed. So Hayden Snell was pitching with one on earlier. Misses down for that one, so that's ball 3.
Didn't change his pitch.
So yeah, so as you saw him tap in the back there, so there's a little bag of rosin the pitchers have behind the back of the mound there. Obviously, with it being a bit wet tonight, just helps with the control. That is an allowed substance. They're allowed to use the rosin. It's not illegal. Nothing wrong with it. Make mention of that if anyone asks the question.
It's no different to what football players use when they're going out in conditions. Everything's sweaty, especially at half time. Sometimes they use a rosin spray, but more often than not there's a bag of rosin dust.
So Quinlan Blaskovic now batting. I believe he's playing right field now with the runner on first. Just leaves that one up. Jackson just needs to locate his pitches here. 5 balls he's thrown so far this innings. So Zach at first has some speed, so could see a stolen base coming off here as well. They're chasing 3 runs. We've got to try and get some runners to scoring position, so you can drive them in with a hit then. And there's a strike, so 1-1 count here on Quinlan. Breeze has picked back up again. It's coming through our back window here.
It's lovely. Change of direction too. It's gone quiet here on a pick-off attempt.
Nice pick-off move there from Jackson. Throw was a bit closer, could have had the out, but just a little bit high. Zach gets back safely.
He did standing up though, and that's where the ball was, so it was a close call. 1 runner on, bottom of the 7th innings, and Jethawks trailing by 3.
Oh, Braden's called that one a ball down low. Jackson had to clarify what that one was. He thought it was a strike.
Yeah, low outside, I think.
Quinlan is quite tall, so Braden called that one low. So 2 balls, 1 strike here.
The rain starts again. Yeah, working too far low, I think. Certainly in line with the plate there, so down low. Blaskovich facing the pitching of Grounds. Gets a swing out of him that time.
So 3-2 count now on Quinlan. None out, the runner on first. As you can hopefully see on the cameras, yeah, there's misty rains picking back up again. So hopefully it doesn't cause a premature end here. But yeah, just starting to get a bit heavier now. Our windscreen in front of our gloves in front of us is starting to get a bit covered again. So it's starting to lose some of our visibility as Quinlan swings through that one. That is strike 3 for the first out of the innings.
So here's a danger. Luke had a fantastic innings earlier on, didn't he?
Yep, Luke Smith. He in his first appearance, he flew out to centre field. Got a home run over the left field fence that disappeared into the depths of the darkness, and then out on a ground ball to shortstop. So he does like to pull the ball centre left.
Another pick-off move there from Jackson. Grandstand's now starting to evacuate with his rain coming down a bit heavier.
That's Callum Wallace out there with the T-shirt on. Toughing it out. I think it's probably time he went for shelter somewhere. He's making me feel cold.
So Dom French gets the out there at second base. The only play he had in that hard chopper bounced up.
I think it was a short chopper, as you said, second base across to shortstop to get the out on the base and still beat the runner. So a 4-6 play for that out on Zach Maggs.
He had nowhere else to go. It was a 4-2.
Dead end street there. So 2 out now. And the runner on from a fielder's choice is Luke Smith.
And we have Billy Baker hitting here with 2 out. So not holding the runner on. Ball just missed again the outside corner.
Luke Smith can almost go wherever he wants now.
Thought that was a strike. So Luke will steal second on defensive indifference. Doesn't go down stolen base unless the score is really nice to him.
Defensive indifference. Just ignored him.
That is the correct term for it, yes. Defensive indifference.
Oh,
As
ground
Billy
ball.
hits that ball into left field. I can see this one. Luke holds up at third base. So we have runners now on the corners with Jordan Thompson coming up to bat. So a single there to left field for Billy.
Single to 7, 2 out, bottom of the 7th inning. Jordan Thompson coming up with runners on the corners, as Matt just said. So still 3 runs behind. So the tying run is at the plate.
So you'll see now that obviously with two runners on, you'll see Kalen's now holding that runner at first base, not letting him have that free base, keeping that force intact.
Cameraman's lost his umbrella, man.
Ball 1 just misses inside there on Jordan.
Now this is dedication.
Got some slight bullpen action going down there for Yardbirds in case it's needed. I believe that's Cuffin Williams going down just in case.
Even though there's 2 out.
Jackson's be on a pitch limit here. Obviously, he's pitching in Division 1 for Carina, I believe, this year. So just trying to keep him available for their game on Friday night if needed. So he's probably on a shorter pitch count, I believe. So yeah, so Cuffin's down there in the bullpen warming up again.
Okay.
If he needed. It's ball 3.
Ooh.
I think. Well, no, I've got 2 balls 1. I have it as on my scoreboard.
It's so wet that the batter was drying his bat before he came up to
Yeah.
the box. So
Misses inside to load the bases.
It was 3 balls, yep. So there's a walk to Jordan. So we have loaded bases now.
must be hard. It must be so hard to command the ball when it's this wet from the pitcher.
It is, yep. That's why he's got the rosin bag. We talked about that. He can actually ask the umpire for a dry one as well. He can swap the ball.
So yeah, Joe Myers goes out there, does his coaching again.
Umpire
Talks to his
West.
pitcher.
Yep.
Gives him some time, lets him take a breather. And we now have Kyle Pike in the batter's box. So loaded bases here with Kyle.
Danger time.
2 out. So
Winning.
Kyle is the winning run.
Yep.
Tying runs at first base.
Oh, misses outside.
Just misses the outside corner. So Braden's given the outside corner a bit, but Jackson just missed that one there. We're trying to see through the rain droplets on our window here, so it's a bit difficult sometimes.
We need windscreen wipers. Oh, he missed outside, now he's missed inside. Hard day at the office at the moment for Jackson Grounds. They've still got 2 out. They only need to get one of them. They can play the ball on the infield anywhere. Fly ball will do. Anything to get that 3rd out.
There you go. He gets it outside corner that time. So 2 balls 1 now. Braden gave him that one.
Gets that ground ball
The
that he
bat
wanted.
broke, and the
The
top
out
of the
will
bat.
be at first base, and it is. It's a 3-1 out on good pitcher's cover from Jackson
The
Grounds.
top of the bat ended up at 3rd base
Yeah.
when it broke.
That's what happens with wood. Timber bats do that every now and then.
That's
Just
it.
hit it in an awkward spot.
The Yardbirds have now won their first game.
They certainly have. Congratulations, Yardbirds. The 3rd out was on Kyle Pike. Broken bat down to the infield, covered by Kalen Van Hilst, who feeds it off to Jackson Grounds on a pitcher's cover. And that is the end of play here as the players meet at home plate to congratulate each other on a very, very good game of baseball tonight. Very entertaining for the crowd here live, and hopefully very entertaining for all of you back there at home. It is the Yardbirds, 8 runs, defeating the Jethawks to 5, whilst they get their first win of the season. Well done, Yardbirds. Got 1 win on the board. That could be the start of big things from this week onwards. Quickly, we'd like to wrap things up. We've got to get all of our equipment out of the rain. Thank you for watching tonight. Spread the word about the broadcast every Wednesday night from 7 o'clock. And I'd like to thank Matt and Tay for their support tonight in commentary, doing an excellent job. Of course, Nick over there in production doing an even better job. And Rodney Reed out there in the rain. Cameraman, they're tough people, aren't they?
Thank you so much for watching, and join us next week and make lots of comments.
Bye for now. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.